Okay.
Yeah.
How you darn? What's Gucci people? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for hanging out with us. It's going to be a good day, and we're glad you are here. Let us know who's watching, who we're hanging out with. We see Champs asking how it can be a part of the mock. So let's get that out of the way to begin. Badake, how can people join the mock today?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to join this mock draft, guys, all you have to do is join our Discord. Link in the description. Join our Discord. Go to Fantasy Land tab, and it has a little orange footballs there. Go to Content Release, and that's exactly where I'll be posting the link. I even write, I am going to post the link here. Yeah. So if you once you see that, that's exactly, you're in the right spot. Okay, so once again, join a Discord, Content Release under Fantasyland, and then go there, and that's exactly where I'll be posting the link. But
yeah, I'm just looking at pro days. Today we have Auburn, Iowa State, Liberty, Princeton, Rutgers, Troy, USC.
Liberty.
So tomorrow, I wonder if tomorrow, surely the NFL Network's going to be covering Alabama is tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, surely have their pro days gone already?
No, Alabama's is tomorrow.
No, I'm saying all those ones that were today.
I don't know. It's a good question.
I'm pretty sure they have. I mean, I can go on NFL Network right now on the Game Pass thing that we have. Let's see sure. If anything is being shown.
Would be cool to have the pro day happen while we're mocking. What's up, everybody? Welcome in. What's up, Jasmine? No mock blocking tonight. Everybody got their hacks on style. Says I have aimbot on. I love that. Scary. Jimbo says JJ or 224 first and a 25 first. Really depends on where those 24 first and 25 first are projected to be. Yep. But that's difficult. I would say JJ probably without knowing any context. What's up, Leonard? Marshall talked about how you can join. What's up, Daniel? What's up? X gonna give it to you. What's up, Flock?
X gonna give it to you.
Did I miss any Singletary / Harris talk? No. Let's see if anything has happened. Did we discuss that yesterday? I feel like we discussed it right as the stream started.
I think we kind of have.
Which was funny because we had just finished recording our top 24 Dynasty running back rankings after free agency, and then Damien Harris goes to Buffalo. But actually, a huge news, which I don't know how we missed this. Ronald Jones,
big old Rojo,
is going to Dallas. So sell Tony Pollard.
Sell Tony Pollard. Nah, hey, you know what's funny? I dropped Ronald Jones like a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
I don't think anything's gonna happen. They'll probably still draft a running back, in my opinion. But
yeah, I think so too.
Who knows?
It's gonna piss so many people off when Dallas drafts Bijan Robinson.
That's not gonna be okay.
Okay, so yeah, Ronald Jones. I mean, at this point. Okay, I just heard a huge crash, and my wife has a broken ankle. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Well, he's still on the screen there. Yeah, so Ronald Jones goes to the Cowboys. We don't believe it's going to be anything. If it is, very interesting. I feel like the only way it is something is if they don't draft a running back. Even then, I think Tony Pollard is just going to be the guy there. But yeah, Ronald Jones, very interesting there. And then Isaiah McKenzie to the Colts. Maybe he plays a slot receiver there, but I'm not necessarily. I'm probably more of a special teams guy. I would say
that happened.
Yeah, nothing crazy.
So, so in case anyone did miss our thoughts on Damien Harris to Buffalo, personally, I don't know. How do you feel about this, Badake? I think Damien Harris is a bigger threat than Devin Singletary, because I think you could make the case for Singletary and James Cook on the goal line in those kind of value touches, if you will. Like to convert for touchdowns inside the 5-yard line. I would say Harris he's a bigger threat to James Cook than Singletary was, but
I would personally say, in my opinion, and maybe I'm a little bit biased because I'm a James Cook believer,
Hmm.
but I think Damian Harris is going to take touches away in the goal line specifically, and maybe in the first and second down. But I think ultimately James Cook is going to be the pass catching back. He's going to be the PPR guy. He's going to be the 5, to 6 targets a game, hopefully, and getting those big chunks of yards, which is going to be a little bit more intriguing in the fantasy world. But Damian Harris, obviously,
Yeah.
does he have a James Conner role here in Buffalo? And I think that's probably where we're projecting him to go, right? Because they need to eliminate Josh Allen running so much.
Sure.
And getting hurt. So
It's
that's what I'm thinking.
it's the catch-22. Hey, let's Josh Allen needs to stop rushing so much. Well, actually, he's pretty damn good when he does that. I think I feel like we should have him keep doing that. I have my own opinion. I just think we forget how good Damian Harris actually was when he was healthy.
Yeah, he was great.
He was very good, very efficient. Wasn't really involved so much as a pass catcher. Yeah, I don't think he was top 10, but he was definitely top 20. So I think he's gonna if he can stay healthy, I think it will be very much a split backfield there, and I think you would agree. You're just hoping that
14
in a PPR format. You're hoping in a PPR format that Cook gets the work in the air. Is essentially what you're saying? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with that. Damian Harris.
Flock says Harris is a compliment. In my opinion, Singletary is a backup. Yeah, and let's talk about the opposite side of that, Devin Singletary, because you and I did discuss this yesterday, but in case anyone did miss it, I personally don't think, because look, you guys let me know what you think in the comments. I don't think this rules Houston out of drafting a running back. I'm not saying they're going to take Bijan or spend an early second or anything, but I could see them in the 3rd round still taking a Tank Bigsby or a Sean Tucker in the 4th or 5th, or a Zach Evans in the same round, or maybe a Kindre later on. And we really like those players. So do you think this rules them out from drafting a running back?
It doesn't rule them out from drafting a running back. I think it's flipped, right? Dameon Pierce is a 1-2 guy who is going to get the goal line touches in the majority of the yards on the ground, and Singletary is probably going to be playing this pass catching role.
Sure, he's Rex Burkhead.
Yeah, exactly. He's the Rex Burkhead of what was last year, but I don't think he's going. The thing is, not that Singletary isn't the best pass catcher, but that's not initially what I thought. I don't think that they're going to bring him in to do that. So I think they might draft somebody else who is a better pass catcher and a little bit more versatile, maybe a little bit quicker to kind of shake it up there.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong.
They go A-Chain in the 3rd, beginning of the 3rd, and then
that sounds a little bit more exciting than Devin Singletary, right? I don't think that hurts Dameon Pierce, in my opinion. I think it hurts his upside,
because
maybe
you're really not the guy they're going to use on passing, like obvious passing downs. Yeah, it's almost like J.D. McKissick to Antonio Gibson when they were the 1-2 there.
Yeah, let me see how many targets Dameon Pierce had this past year, because I'm not sure it was a lot targets in the air. So
thanks so much for hanging out with us, guys. Appreciate y'all spending your time with us. Just two stooges talking about Dynasty fantasy football. And
so he only had 39 targets last year.
39.
His biggest target game was 6 in week 4.
I would expect that to go up, though. I feel like you could expect him to get to like 45, which isn't ridiculous.
He did miss 4 games, remember? So maybe he's probably on pace to do more than that, more than 45.
I would say around 50 could be. That's a lot of targets though for his style. I don't know. We'll see.
Damian.
Okay, so what are we doing today? What's happening?
Dynasty startup.
We are doing a Dynasty startup. Okay.
With some rookies.
Yes.
As always.
If you guys want to unlock our rankings as well as Mason's from Dynasty Flock, which you can see him here in the stream hanging out, as well as the guys from Fantasy Stock Exchange, Fantasy Endgame. If you want to unlock all of our rankings, all of our articles, I just put out an article recently about 40-yard dash. I wanted to see how much it mattered for top 12 finishes in the last 5 years at the position. You can see our bonus content and more if you sign up to the Mother Flocker tier with us. We just added something brand new, which I thought was pretty cool. The age. We have an age tab. Age slider, yeah.
Which is awesome, yeah.
So if you wanted to only look at players under the age of 25, there you go. How cool is that? If you wanted to look at players who are over the age of 25, right? There you go. I just think that's a really, really cool feature and can be helpful in a lot of different ways. But again, use our code LAND, LAND, for 30% off any membership. We would suggest a yearly membership because it's going to save you about 6 months over the span of a year if you were to, versus doing monthly, if that makes sense. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's get this thing started. I chose the 101. I just feel like I haven't been in the 101. I feel like I always avoid the 101, so I was like, you know, why not just go ahead and do it. Yeah, I feel like the first 3 rounds for I'll send this link out, by the way. Once again, join our Discord, go to Fantasy Land, and then go to content release, and that's exactly where I'll be posting the link here. I gave you time in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There you go. But yeah, you know, the first 3 rounds feels really comfortable right now, where I really need to evaluate where I want to be in the second half of the draft. If that makes any sense. Yeah. You know, I feel like no matter where I'm at in the first 3 to 4 rounds, I'm really happy who I'm going to be getting in either in the top half of the draft or the back end of the draft. Yeah.
I think the second half of the draft is it's where it's gonna matter this year. Maybe I'm tripping. That's how I'm feeling right now.
Justin Fields 101, Jasmine says. Hey, the amount of hate we got last year on Justin Fields feels good to be those guys.
See you at the top, boys.
But,
see you at the top.
We also missed on players. Turn up the volume. I'm just curious, is it low for anyone? Is the volume an issue for anyone? Let us know. We'd like to adjust it so the entire stream is good. Am I too low? Is Badake too low? Is something else too high? Let us know. We want to make sure that it's a good stream for everyone. D-Hop to Buffalo, per sources. MP says me. All right.
Hopefully not.
So let's get on the same page here for a second. We're doing a 2023 Dynasty Startup mock draft. This is not tight end premium. It is PPR. And we have landing spots for these rookies. Shout out to Walter Football. I have no idea who Walter Football is, but I like what he does. I like his work.
Walter be grinding.
Walter be grinding, okay?
Walter be grinding, my guy.
CJ Stroud is a Panther. Bryce Young is a Texan. I mean, I'm really glad that trade happened because it spiced things up for about a week, but now it's so boring at the top of the mock drafts. It's just like, yeah, one of these guys, it's going to be one or the other, you know? Which I get it. Like, that's just what's going to happen. Okay, Christian Gonzalez. That's pretty high for him. I can't believe Will Anderson is not the answer, but it is, and doesn't matter. Will Levis to the Colts, Anthony Richardson to the Raiders. We have Jackson Smith and Jigba to the Texans, which we love to see him linking up with a rookie quarterback. Quentin Johnson to the Patriots. You don't like the Patriots? I'm okay with it.
Not in love with that, no.
Bijan goes to the Lions. Still? I mean, this is updated. I guess. Okay. RIP everyone there.
Walter said Monty ain't shit, my guy. What you mean?
Zay Flowers goes to the Ravens. Jordan Addison to your Giants. Michael Mayer to the Cowboys. That's sexy. Dalton Kincaid to the Bengals. That's sexy. Jahmyr Gibbs to the Saints. And let's go ahead and get into round 2 into this draft. So in the second round, we see Jalen Hyatt to the Seahawks. I guess that is your long-term replacement for old mate. What's his nuts?
Tyler Lockett?
Yes, that's what I was trying to think of. My brain
you got it.
Didn't work. Jonathan Mingo with the Packers. Okay. If Jonathan Mingo gets like second-round draft capital, like we keep seeing in a lot of mock drafts, you and I are going to have to really dive into that film because that is not a player you and I are anticipated going in the top 3 rounds.
No,
I keep seeing him.
There's a lot of people that really believe in Jonathan Mingo. And what I'm hearing about Mingo is he has really good separation. That's why he keeps going up really high.
Okay.
Everything I'm reading, it's all about separation for some of these teams. Some teams look at some other things, but Jonathan Mingo has really good separation, but we'll see. I don't know.
I'm
Maybe
gonna
that
leave it until the draft, and if it's real, then I'll evaluate him. Cedric Tillman to the Steelers, Tanner McKee to the Bucks, Sam Laporta to the Seahawks, Luke Musgrave to the Lions, Darnell Washington to the Bills, Kendre Miller, I like this, to the Bears. R.I.P. Khalil Herbert stands. Deontay Banks, there's no way he's going that late, let's be honest, but great pick. So Kendre in the second round. I think that's before Charbonnet, no? Here we are in the third round. I don't think we've said Charbonnet. Nope. Charbonnet goes to the Rams. Denver Broncos get Hendon Hooker. Xavier Hutchinson, my guy and your guy. I know you like him. He goes to the Titans. I will forever stand you, Xavier. Please just get drafted in the first 3 rounds. Tucker Kraft to the Packers. Josh Downs to the Colts. Stetson Bennett to the Lions. We see Chris Rodriguez to the Jags. Zach Evans to the Cowboys. That's sexy. I love it. Deuce Vaughn to the Panthers. Devin A-Chain to the Chiefs. That Jerick McKinnon roll. And I love it. Kayshon Boutte to the Niners. Then we see in the 4th round here, Malik Cunningham was drafted for some reason. Rashee Rice goes to the Broncos. Kenny McIntosh to the Raiders. Atlanta Falcons get Andre Ioshevich. Chase Brown to the Cleveland Browns. If it doesn't happen, it's a wasted opportunity.
No, I don't want it to happen. Not to the Browns. Please, not to the Browns.
I think he could fit, that Kareem Hunt role really well. Dontavion Wicks to the Falcons. Rakim Jarrett to the Patriots. Jaden Reed to the Vikings. Just relevant players at this point. Tyler Scott to the Chargers. Charlie Jones to the Browns.
All right. I think we get the gist here.
We get the gist. So let's go ahead and start this bad boy off. 60 seconds on the clock. And who's this guy at the 101? Can you hurry up and make a damn pick? Who do you think I am going to take?
Champion. 2-time Super Bowl champion.
I don't even have to hype up my own player. I mean, Badake already knows. Welcome, Patty. Welcome, Patty. Don't overthink it.
Don't overthink
A-Chain to the Chiefs would be huge. I would like it. Look, I don't want to. Here's the thing. Like right now, he's already too high in my rankings, so I don't think the Chiefs that landing spot would push him up my rankings. But it's really ideal when you think about the Jerick McKinnon role specifically. I think that's what gets me really excited.
Yeah, and especially not having a running back over there. I mean, Clyde's a free agent, isn't he?
Clyde is. I think he's going into his last year, but they did not pick up his
5th-year option.
Which would make no sense why they would. It's like
no,
we don't want to pay him that money. R.I.P. Clyde, man. R.I.P.
Yeah, I definitely remember. Yeah, this is his last year, 5th-year option in the next year. Okay, so he's still on the contract. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so we see Justin Jefferson at the 1-5, Justin Herbert at the 1-6, Trevor Lawrence at the 1-7, Justin Fields at the 1-8, and Lamar Jackson at the 1-9. I'm really excited to be releasing a video tonight for you guys. Well, it'll be your morning. Sell high players. I got 5 players that I'm telling you to sell high, but please keep in mind that 2 things. Number 1, a sell high video is much more difficult to make than a buy low video. Okay, if we're telling you to go send a late second, for a player, there's not much risk there, and we see the potential of that player, right? If it doesn't work out, not as big of a deal. But the opposite side of that, me trying to tell you to sell at max value, that's difficult. So just keep that in mind as you watch the video, because there are some controversial names in there. And secondly, think of it more as a pivot video. Like, these are the names that I think you should pivot to rather than a sell high. Because I think when you think about it in that light, it makes a lot more sense. Okay, this guy doesn't like this player. No, I like those players that I'm talking about, but I think you should pivot to other options given the current market value.
Yeah, love it. Excited for it. That's tonight with some of these guys. So I'm pumped for that one. CeeDee Lamb, Brian Robinson.
I saw CeeDee at the 111. That was surprising.
A.J. Brown. Okay.
What's up, Kyle? Welcome in, my man.
How you doing, brother?
Clyde ran a 4.61. There was every red flag in the book for Clyde, and we all ignored it because he went to the Chiefs. Like,
GG.
no, but he's on the Chiefs, guys.
No, but what did the Chiefs need then? They needed a running back. So what did they do? They drafted a running back. So why not take Clyde?
I'll
He's
never
the best
forgive
quarterback.
them. I'll never forgive them for not taking Jonathan Taylor or DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, wow. I mean, would they have really done what they've done with Patrick Mahomes under center? I'm not saying they would have been worse. They probably would have done better, but would we have actually seen it?
I don't know what the question is.
Would we have seen the RB1 season from Jonathan Taylor on the Chiefs?
Oh, it wouldn't be the same, no.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's where I was trying to get to. It's like, love the idea, but
It wouldn't be the same, but he would still be top 12. And I think his
yes.
value would be
Agreed.
more reliable.
Agreed. With Patrick Mahomes, it's kind of hard to take the ball out of his hands.
Yeah. That's very true, my brother. That's very true. Just speaking straight facts today. Woke up and said, I'm going to speak some facts.
Woke up, speak some facts.
All right, so a really interesting draft. And people who don't mock as much as us might be like, what do you mean this looks so normal? But for our community, at least, it's very rare to see that 110 to 2-3 not include at least half quarterbacks, like half amount of quarterbacks there. So interesting to see CD go that early, Jalen go that early. Not to say that it's wrong. I'm just saying it's not what we normally see in the community.
Yeah, usually people like to go those quarterbacks at the turn there, but it looks like KC and IMCD probably running something different here.
Which is, in return, pushing some of these wide receivers up the board a little bit. T. Higgins at the 2-7. I love me some T. Higgins, but I don't know.
We see him go at the turn there.
Yeah, at the 3-2 or so. So it's interesting to see how people will react. Flame and Paula on the board. I wanna wait and see what he's about to do, because there's gonna be a cause and effect, as there is with every pick. But I'm interested to see what he's gonna do right now.
What a day.
Anticipation. He's making us wait for it. Okay. So, all right. Let me wait until you make your pick then.
Well, I have to go quarterback here, and it's pretty obvious who I'm going to go.
That's what I'm saying. How is Dak Prescott available at the 2-9? I was gonna say for Flame, he misses out on quarterback in the first, but he still gets Dak in the second. But then we go Kyle Pitts. I respect it, trying a different strategy. But Dak Prescott, there's just too much disrespect on Dak Prescott right now, I think.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Dak's back, boys. You got to draft him. Where do you finish
there's not a better start right now on the board than yours.
18. That's because he did miss some time early. Yes, I mean, I already won the draft. I don't care what you say. I wonder where he would finish.
Let's get a new group of people in here. New mock draft.
New mock draft. Here we go. Set it up, boys. Thank you. There goes Garrett Wilson.
There goes Garrett at the 210. I do have Garrett ahead of T. Higgins in my rankings, but
I do as well.
But yeah, interesting. Okay, I don't want to say anything because I'm about to be lips sealed.
Lips sealed.
Lips sealed.
All right.
Okay.
Anthony Richardson there at the 211.
Okay. So this is an interesting spot on the edge, because if I wait for quarterback, it's going to be pretty ugly, I think, on the opposite side. However, thanks so much for the super chat, John. We'll get to that in 1 second.
Thank you so much, man.
However, there is ridiculous value at running back on the board. I don't think I can pass up some of these running backs here. I won't go double running back because I don't like to build around running backs, but with Jonathan Taylor still available,
you just got to.
And Breece Hall both available on the board.
You just got to back to back.
I'm gonna go Breece.
Okay, I was about to say you had 10 seconds there, but.
And then I don't like going double running back. I want to get a wide receiver in here, and that wide receiver is going to be by one spot ahead of another, by wide receiver 7, Chris Olave.
Switch it up.
Welcome to the squad. Let's see what quarterback falls back to me.
Let's
Probably none that I want to draft, but here we go. Between Brees and JT, pick your poison. A lot of people are going to prefer Jonathan Taylor. I get it. He doesn't have the injury that Brees Hall has. I think if we weren't like it makes sense, right? It's almost like Will Buxton from F1 saying they qualify so they can start ahead of the other people on the grid. But if Brees Hall wasn't injured, we would all be Brees Hall over JT, you know. So, but I can understand whichever way people go. John, thank you so much for the super chat, my man.
Yeah, huge love. Let's answer that, and then we can go to my pick here. 45 seconds.
So, and thank you, Caesar. 1.5 tight end premium super flex. I have Goddard, Komet, Schultz, Ferguson, Moreau, McBride, and Noah Gray. Oh my God, these must be some deep benches. Besides Gray, who are you most willing to trade away? I don't think Komet's value's taken a huge dip, and I don't think it's a good time to sell him personally. Yeah, I think he's more valuable than what the market says.
I would say Schultz, and I would keep Goddard, Komet, Ferguson, and trade away Schultz, Moreau, or I would keep McBride. I'll make my pick here, but
okay, my question to him is: you've held on to Noah Gray this long. Is it worth selling him now? Like, it's almost like, what do we really hold him for if we're going to sell him for, like, what are you getting for Noah Gray at this point, a 4th round pick, you know? I know, because I've had Noah Gray in a lot of leagues, so you probably don't want to sell him. I would probably say Schultz. I'd probably say Schultz.
I wonder what the community thinks of Schultz right now that he's on the Texans. Let's see what it's on Keep Trade Cut and see what everyone has been thinking of Schultz. So Dalton Schultz here, according to this, he is tied in 13, excuse me.
Okay.
But has he fallen? Nah, he's kind of stayed there. I guess in the offseason in February, he was tied in 8. And he's dropped more and more, I guess, as we realized that the Dallas wasn't going to re-sign him.
People who bet on Schultz right now, it looks like a bad bet. That's just what we have to say. But maybe it's worth, honestly, if you have huge benches, it might be worth keeping Schultz and hoping that he starts the year as, you know, this underdog who is getting 6 to 7, 8 targets a game in that offense with CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. Maybe it's worth holding on to him right now.
Yeah.
Because I would say if you polled 1,000 fantasy players, 990 of them would say they don't like the spot, unless I'm reading it wrong.
No, and they are going to say they're not going to like the spot until that quarterback comes in. If they believe in the quarterback and say, okay, we can kind of see him taking the step. But yeah, he's dropped because he's no longer with Dak in that production that he was going to get. So yeah, just unlucky.
So in short, I guess I would suggest holding, because none of these players right now scream sell high, given their situations, right? McBride's not properly valued. We think he's going to be better this year, in the next couple of years. Moreau, they just signed OJ Howard. Nobody wants Moreau.
I think you can drop Moreau, if anything.
I wouldn't drop him. It sounds like those benches are pretty deep, but I guess you're right. Like, it depends on how deep the benches are. There's a chance, though, that Moreau is the tight end 1 there. You don't agree?
I agree, because OJ... Yeah, I would agree there. He could definitely be the tight end 1, but once again, now tight end is a very appealing spot for the Raiders as well. So
yeah, that's true.
Maybe you hold on until the draft, and then once that's confirmed, you drop Moreau, which I guess we were always going to do.
Yeah. Well, actually, isn't Foster a free agent himself?
No,
hold on.
He signed.
Did he?
I could be wrong. I mean, what do we know now?
I feel like...
Let me see. Foster, Moreau.
Okay, by the way, while we're waiting for Spotrack to load up here, JT goes 3-2, then Ken Walker, Amon-Ra St. Brown, DK Metcalf, Devonta Smith, Travis Etienne, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Drake London, Drizzy Drake from the 6 side. Man, Spotrack's been hella laggy lately.
Yeah, I guess
Is it
because
just
they're
me?
constantly. No, I just try to do it. I guess they're constantly trying to update it.
Morella's still a free agent. Yeah.
Okay, never mind then.
Still a free agent. So, I know that's
I would
probably
still
not
feel
what you want to
confident.
hear, John, but I would say hold everyone right now. There's not an obvious sell high.
Mm. I would still feel confident in dropping him because with the depth of this tight end class, I don't see him getting a starting job personally.
Why would you need to, though?
You're right. Why would you need to? If you need the space, don't second guess it. But if you're happy to keep him, that's what I would say. Keep him.
Yeah. All right, Caesar, thank you so much for the super chat. It says traded Lamb for Olave plus 24 first. I think that's really going to depend on where that first is projected to be. As you guys know, we always say it's really difficult to project future first round picks. I gave a future first in one of our father leagues to Badake. I thought it would be the 112. I thought I was going to win. It was the 101. So really difficult to project future first round picks. I think it depends on where that's going to be, Caesar. Do you have any slight indication on where it may lie? If that's like a top 6 pick, I'm probably going the Olave and the 24 first.
Yeah. I'm going to Olave in 24 first, hopefully, believing that first is in the top 6, like you said. So it's a risk play, but I think, you pivot from Olave, which is not too far of a drop.
Pivot.
CD, I mean, it is a far of a drop, but like CD's my wide receiver 3, Olave is my wide receiver 9. That might be different for Zach.
Yeah,
So
CD's my 3, but Olave is my 7.
Yeah, so it just really depends how you feel about it. But I'm happy to take the chance with the 24 first there.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for hanging out with us tonight. If you don't know, we have a like goal today of 115, and if we hit that like goal, we will pop off another mock draft with you guys. We'll do a rookie mock draft. So do us a favor. Go ahead and hit that like button. Help us get to 115. That's just a simple way to support the show and to tell YouTube, I like these guys. They're cool.
Hey,
they're all right.
You like those guys? Make sure you like the video.
Yeah.
I like Team 11's team right now. CD, Waddle, and you get the stack with Tua. I know a lot of people don't like Tua, and Mark Andrews there at 412. I mean, this is phenomenal in my eyes. I wonder what that QB2 is going to look like, but I'm liking the start here.
All right, Tyreek, Christian Watson, Jameson Williams, Stephon Diggs. Every time Daniel Macy mocks, it's
just a fat GG's.
We are an extension of each other. I feel like we draft the same team. We always draft the same players, and I love it. But it also makes trading very difficult because we both want the same players.
People.
Yeah.
It's gonna suck for you in rookie drafts.
Yeah.
I wonder how many leagues you in, Macy? Two, right? I think he's in 2. Or it could be in 1, but it's gonna suck for you.
The OGs. Trey Lance at the 4-7.
Trigger Trey
broke my heart last year. I don't think you can point to a single player in Superflex right now, Badake, that is more difficult to evaluate. Name a player that's more difficult to evaluate right now than Trey Lance. Because if he is the starter for every game next year in San Francisco, that's the steal of the draft. But does he play for San Francisco? Or,
if you want Trey, okay, let me ask you this. I know you want Trey Lance just to start.
Yes.
Ideally, you want him to start in San Francisco. But what other team would you be like, I still believe as much as Trey Lance as I did day one when he was with the 49ers? What team would that be for you?
Firstly, there's not a scenario in which I believe in him as much as I did day one because it's already worst case scenario, But I would say some teams that would really, I would be very excited if he landed to would be Atlanta.
Right.
I think Atlanta would be a fantastic landing spot. I would put the Bucks in that conversation as well. I don't think the Raiders would do it, but the Raiders would be really exciting. Seahawks would be really exciting. I think the Patriots would be exciting. The Vikings. Detroit, obviously, which probably won't happen, but there's definitely some spots out there that I think he could reignite his career at. Obviously, ideally, he is. Damn it, Treylon Burks. Ideally, he is in San Francisco starting, but I don't think there's a single person on earth right now that could tell you what's going to happen with Trey Lance to a T. And I don't even think that Trey Lance could tell you.
Yeah, it's just unlucky. I don't know, man. I only have one stock of Trey Lance, and I'm really happy I didn't go too far in with him. And I know it's kind of like a freak accident, and it was like such like a 1 in a million kind of way that his career would have started.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel what's the word, like salvageable, like savable. I don't know how to say the word properly.
Salvageable. I think it's salvageable, but
I just don't know if I believe it is, right. I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know if I can believe it. I don't know. I want to, but I don't see a pathway where he just comes back and it's like, holy shit, it's Lance. Like if he struggles for 3-4 games and Brock is there and ready, why doesn't Kyle run with Brock, right? Like that's how I'm feeling about it. But
I think you just would never know what you had.
Sure, yeah.
And that
you just know so much more with what you have in Brock now.
Sure, he's going to be Jimmy G. But you don't know. I don't know. I think it's really difficult to say that. It's just so tough because nothing about Trey's. You can't point to Trey failing. You can point to him being injured. And that's what's difficult because the anti-Trey people are going to say, I'm glad that, I didn't believe in him. Well, what do you mean? Like, there's no way to have known if he was going to break his ankle, So, yeah. I still think it's salvageable. It's going to take the right system, but it's very difficult to project. Like I said, I just don't think you can really know for sure what's going to happen.
Yeah. So tough, man. So tough. If right now I have one stock of Trey in all of my leagues, and I'm just holding him. And if he works out, I'm pumped. And if
that's
not,
all you can do.
Yeah, and if not, then I guess I was already expecting the failure.
See, this comment right here is what frustrates me, and not to say that Dennis, you're frustrating me, but like what would you guys have hoped that Trey would have done differently? He got injured and he played in a monsoon game 1. That's what's difficult. I'm like, people are like, what? He hasn't proven anything. What chance has he had?
Yeah.
Second game, in the first game that wasn't played in a monsoon, he broke his ankle. And also, we don't know what Brock's going to be when he's back.
Yeah, I mean, what also throws a wrench in it is that Brock's elbow is just effed now. Like, he has probably one of the worst injuries for a quarterback, which is going to be such a hard road to recover. And yeah, it sucks. But maybe he can come back from it. Maybe he is young enough to kind of go through that, because I don't know another quarterback off the top of my head that has the same injury. I would say Big Ben, but that happened
later in his career.
Later in his career, right? It's where like his arm strength was already kind of deteriorating, and not being able to make those throws. But is it different with a younger guy? That's what's Brock, 23, 24? Let me see, Brock Purdy. He is 23 years old. So compared to Big Ben, who was, I think he was 31, probably even older than that. And then Brock, who's 23, having a similar injury. It's going to be interesting. Interesting. So
Dow says, I feel like they invested too much into Trey to do something else.
And that's the hard part. And I think that's what's happening with John Lynch and everyone there, is like, we just traded so much capital to get this guy, and we've only seen him play not even a full game. I wouldn't even count the monsoon game as a game. He couldn't do anything.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So here's the issue. I agree. I was on board with this thought process last year because it makes so much sense. Look at how much you invested. Like, how could you possibly not see that through? There's a little thing called sunk cost fallacy. You guys ever heard of it? I'll try and zoom in here so you can see the definition. But I think this is the combat to that, because I agree with you, Dow. I was all this, like, how could they have traded 3 first-round picks for Jimmy G to be the starter? That's what I was saying last year. Sunk cost fallacy. The phenomenon whereby a person is reluctant to abandon a strategy or course of action because they have invested heavily in it, even when it is clear that abandonment would be more beneficial. So maybe you already knew that phrase, or maybe we learned something together. I don't know. Look, here's what's happening. I was the biggest Trey Lance believer you would find last year, all aboard the train. And I feel jibbed because I don't think we actually found out what would have happened. And now I'm just confused. It's like the first girlfriend that you ever had, and you think you fell in love with her, and then she breaks up with you, and then you're like,
taking it back.
Wait, and then your friends are trying to tell you that she was never good for you. You're like, no, she was great. Like, you don't know, bro. You weren't there. You don't know the conversations that we had.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of the world is trying to tell you she was really bad for you. You're much better off. I think that's where we are. And as much as I want to be all in on Trey Lance, I just don't think we reasonably can. Girlfriend for a 24 first. Would you trade Trey Lance for Lamar Jackson straight up if you were Baltimore? No, you got to get more.
No way. I don't know if there's a team out there that wants to take a shot on Trey, because what do you have to give up to acquire him? What is San Francisco gonna want?
Leonard says a first won't cheat on you.
What is an organization going to want Trey Lance? I think that's the biggest problem. That's why I don't think this team is going to walk away with Trey. Like, I don't think they're going to
say again.
I'm saying the 49ers can't sell Trey Lance because they traded 3 firsts to get him. So
yeah, and they also might not start him, which is hell.
Exactly. That's why I was like, you better sell Brock now, as high as possible, whether that's a second or a third, whatever the case may be, and just keep Trey and then just see what happens. That's why I was on the train of Brock Purdy being sold.
Style says, I have Lance in Golf League. Please don't add unnecessary stress. Exactly. I feel like we remember the Trey Love phase, but we get reminded by investing so much early round draft capital to him. They won't get that back for him. No, they won't.
Nah, no way.
For some reason, I envision Lance on the Vikings eventually. That would be awesome. I just want a organization to give him a chance. Thanks, Francisco, for the sub.
The only way an organization will give him a chance is if he plays at least 10 games this year.
Here's the difficult part: is like, if you're the Niners and you truly believe that you should go with Brock Purdy, then it doesn't make sense for you to sell Trey Lance because you're not getting any more than a 3rd round pick for him.
Exactly.
Or
so
second.
You
keep him on the roster, and then he never gets a chance to show what he could be. There's like this catch-22 every angle. It's like going into one of those circus glass mirror rooms. You can't walk out and not hurt yourself somehow.
Yeah, man. I think it's going to be tough for the 49ers. I mean, they kind of shit themselves by starting Jimmy G that first year, but yeah, it's just unlucky. You know, you made your bed, so now you got to sleep in it. Type vibe.
Yeah. Lay down. What's that song Wesley used to sing?
Lay your head. I don't know.
Lay down. I can't remember.
It's like lay down your burden, something like that. Is it that one?
Yeah.
I don't remember. The one I thought of was lay your, like it's called lay your head. Damn it. Shit, I really want DJ Moore.
Okay, there's a couple things that we need to discuss that I don't want to discuss yet until I'm on the board. Because while we're talking, picks 5, I mean, really just like the mid-5th to the mid-6th, a lot of interesting things have happened. So we'll talk about that in 1 second. I think it is Bon Jovi. Zach, how does that song go? I don't know. What's up, Olaf?
What's happening?
What is the name of that song? Lay down my sweet. Is it Sweet Darling? I don't know.
I'll take Sharpie here.
It's by T-Pain. Anybody know?
Is it by T-Pain?
No. No. It's a joke.
It's
a joke. King of the Castle. King of the Castle.
My pillow. I know that one. Can't think of the other one, but so what do you want to talk about? The interesting things that went down?
No, not yet. I said when I'm on the board, because I don't want to.
When you're on the board, okay.
I don't want anything to happen before I'm on the board.
Sure. We can talk about it. Badake, you love Q? Yes, I do. I don't love the landing spot, but I think if he goes to this landing spot, I would readjust. But I do like him. I like him a lot, actually.
Zay goes off the board.
Yeah, that's Lloyd. There you go, style Lloyd. I want to play that right now. I'm listening to music, so I'm gonna play that.
Man, the only reason I want to go quarterback here, but Flame Impala is the only reason I feel like I need to. Casey as well at the 8 would take the 8-7 turn would take one. If I pass, I just don't think I can pass here. Okay.
I'm excited to see what you do here. G16 doesn't have a wide receiver. There he goes. Has a wide receiver now.
All right. A couple things I wanted to talk about, which I just didn't know if it would impact the board. DeAndre Swift at 6'1". That makes him running back. $11?
Lay it down.
I think running back 11. Too high for me.
Too high for you.
I'm curious what the community thinks. I currently have Swift as my RB20 in Dynasty.
What was the number
I think
again?
I've just slapped myself in the face with reality.
11,
with him.
You said?
He's RB11 in this draft.
Okay.
Derek Carr went at the 5'11". If I'm taking Derek Carr, it damn sure isn't in the 5th round.
I think he's going to go high. Not this high. I think he's going to go higher than going in our other drafts, personally. Probably like 6 to 7. We've seen him going like 8 to 10. I think he goes higher. Like, I think he goes like where Jared Goff just went. I think that's really good. So
that's what I was going to say.
Mid-6 to the mid-7th. I think that's where we see the second half quarterbacks, the Goffs, the Carrs, the Genos, those guys go.
I am all aboard of taking a shot on Carr, but it needs to be in like round 8.
Right.
And I can't take him over Jared Goff or 3-4 other guys on the board.
Agreed. I would agree there because I like these other quarterbacks better. I like the team better as well.
What would this make Javonte Williams here? Is that 11, 12, 13, 14? This would make him RB15. I don't think Javonte is going in the 7th round very often. Am I misreading that?
I feel like
I'll take him here.
Didn't he go later? On my pillow. Hollywood Brown, okay.
Someone told me Carr was better than Lamar today, RJ says. This is why you stay off Twitter. I guarantee you it was on Twitter. RJ, am I wrong? Tell me it was on Twitter.
The Browns have not closed the door on trading for Broncos wide receiver Jerry Jeudy.
Hey,
Cleveland does not. That's why I don't. That's why I don't think they will get it done. Because the Giants want.
that's
I don't think unless they give up Jerry Jeudy for not a first, it's not going to happen. Because the Giants offered them a second last year for Jerry Jeudy, and a second. I forgot what the trade was. It was like a second something else, and they declined for Jerry Jeudy. So if the Browns don't have a first, what they gonna do? Unless it's picks.
yeah. That's a preview to a video, but that was we got a video coming out, and that was something that I was projecting to potentially happen. Judy to the Browns, but yeah, we'll see. Stevenson just finished RB7. Javonte hasn't finished his PT. Look, y'all bet on Stevenson if you want to. I'm not gonna be that guy.
I just took these. That's so funny.
Y'all bet on Stevenson if you want to. I'll show you a decade of history where New England running backs are not prioritized. And then I'll show you a decade of history of Sean Payton and how he uses his running backs. You decide what you want.
I would combat that just by saying, because I've looked into it as well. They just had Tom Brady. That's what I would say. Tom Brady was a huge factor of why maybe they didn't invest in too much of running backs.
Right, and the NFL is now investing in running backs?
No, I'm saying they now without the best player under center, they might look at running backs a little bit differently. But I mean, maybe that's just a difference of opinion.
Sure, could be. Could be. I think they're gonna draft someone.
Where did Kendrick go that he's going this high?
I promise you, it won't be James Robinson RB2 to start the year, guys. And also, the Broncos could draft someone too, so it could be both ways.
Went to the Bears in a second. Okay.
Stevenson scares me. Style says, did you guys see Daniel Jeremiah's mock? He has Bijan to the Pats. I'd be in shambles with my Ramondre shares.
I did see that. I did see it.
I saw it too. Thoughts?
I don't think they will go Bijan, but I'll be really surprised if they did. I don't think that's where they would go.
Yeah. So are you saying, with your previous discussion about they had Tom Brady, you think that they're going to invest in Ramondre long term?
No, I'm not saying they're going to invest in Ramondre. I think like that history is a bit skewed just because of Tom Brady, because it was never about okay, we need a running back that is going to solidify the run game. It was like, who's going to help Tom Brady in whichever way he wants them to be helped. Okay. Where now it's okay, Mac Jones, he needs somebody. He probably needs a 1-2 down guy, and he needs a pass catching guy. It's just a little bit different. Tom Brady era and the Patriots and everyone there, I feel it's skewed a little bit. But I could be wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm also not saying Patriots aren't going to invest in a running back. I'm saying that history, it's very like Tom Brady heavy, and they just really didn't need anyone, to be completely honest. That's how I see it, right? But maybe once again we see that differently.
Yeah, I get that Tom Brady was there. For me, this is what Bill does. He uses and abuses running backs and moves on. So I would be personally shocked if they gave him some like 4-year deal or something, but I could absolutely be wrong, no doubt. Dennis says Montgomery's going to push Swift out and finish RB10.
Miles, that's who I wanted. I was waiting for. Honestly, I would have taken Miles at the 7-4. Genuinely.
Yep.
Was that 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. He's RB20, so I guess he's going with the community right now. But I think there's a world where Miles goes ahead of Chubb, ahead of Stevenson, ahead of Pollard, Javonte.
At the moment, I would have Miles as my RB18.
Maybe not Chubb, but I definitely see Stevenson, Pollard, Javonte.
I would still have all of those guys over Miles personally, but I can respect where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I got Miles over guys like Swift, Pierce, Mixon, Cook. But I would still take Ramondre and JK and Javonte over him and Toby.
Yeah, I do have Ramondre over Miles. He's my RB 19 right now.
Yeah.
So I think we're on the same page there. Just I think he can go higher. Like I'm looking at my rankings, I'm like, okay, Swift, okay, I can see it. Joe Mixon leaves, maybe goes somewhere that we don't like. I can see him going there. I can see him going higher than Javonte. You know, just those group of guys. I think he can push himself up there, just depending on how the landscape is going to look when we get closer to the season.
Yeah, I think the reality is, while you and I have different opinions, I think we could both agree on this. Ramondre could be screwed over.
Yeah,
so could Javonte.
100%.
So could Tony Pollard.
Mm-hmm.
So could J.K. Dobbins. So could Miles Sanders. So could Josh Jacobs.
That'll be done by the Panthers, but yes, all those guys can definitely.
So could Travis Etienne. Every name you can point to. It's not over. We're not even halfway through running back landscape changing. That's what's crazy. It's like, yes, most of the significant names at the running back position are gone, but the draft is still to happen. And your favorite running back could still be screwed over.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I think the top 5 guys, I would say until Najee Harris, where Najee Harris is at, everyone before Najee is safe right now. That's how I feel. I don't think anyone else before Najee.
I think Najee's great value right now, but in drafts. Man, this is a guy who was going 202 last year. And that was too early, to be fair, but...
Yeah.
Now we just had people debating Ramondre in the chat. Love to see it.
Yeah, there's a lot of Ramondre believers. I'm a Ramondre believer, but I'm also in the understanding that, like, hey, I know this team can definitely draft another running back. And I'm excited that they got James, but at the same time, I'm not. I'll take Josh Downs here, actually. I'm okay with that. I'm excited that they got James because that is one less running back they could invest in. But at the same time, they could also invest in another running back. So,
yeah. Okay. So, G16, please don't pick the player I have in mind. Speaking it right now into existence. You're not doing it. No. Just sending vibes into the world right now.
Sending vibes into the world. Josh Downs. Bruh. I actually don't mind the third round, especially to the Colts.
I don't love it, man. I don't love it. I got to be honest.
He got
I
to
do
11th.
not like it.
I thought it was Bryce for some reason. But that's just oversight for me. We'll see. We'll see. Oh my god. I thought about Dallas Goedert as well because I could have had Stack there. But it's okay.
All right. DeAndre Swift went as RB11.
Talk it up.
And then RB11 at RB24, I get the starting running back in Detroit, in David Montgomery. Welcome to the squad, King.
So
welcome to the squad.
This is what I don't get because I saw this as well, and I wanted to see where he was gonna. I figured you'd take him. Why, if people are believing in Monty so much, why isn't that reflected in mocks? Why isn't that reflected?
Because I don't think that's consensus.
That just.
I'm with you.
Right.
I agree. But I don't think it's consensus amongst people.
Okay. On Coins Committee, he's RB25. Swifty right now is RB18. if everyone was believing, well, not everyone, if there's a community of Javonte Williams believers, not Javonte, Jamal Williams believers saying that he's gonna repeat, he's gonna do this. Well, I mean, we think the same with Monty, and we would both say he's better. The starting running back, the Lions starting running back is Bijan. People still believe that.
Well, that's where he went in this mock. I just feel like that's a ridiculous spot. In my mind, they're not doing that. Okay, another person I think is way undervalued in this mock, Jordan Love. Welcome to the squad. Is he going to be as successful as Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre? Well, that would be very difficult to do, and there's like a 4% chance that happens. But he will be the starter for a franchise that has historically developed quarterbacks very well, despite what outside media has said. And he has sat behind one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. I like the identity of the offense. Good run game to support him as he starts. Christian Watson's emerging. And I'll take him here at the 9-1. I personally believe that he should be around Jared Goff, around Russell Wilson. So 6th, 7th round. I would say you would agree, but I don't know for sure.
I definitely agree. He needs to be higher. Sorry, I'm just making my pick. I'm just trying to double check where he went. Whoa, okay. Damn. Bro, this is sick. I didn't know Michael Mayer went to the Cowboys. That's nice. I'll take Dalton Kincaid here. I need a tight end. Yes, I would agree. Jordan Love. Once again, I think Carr, Golf, Wilson, Love, Geno are going to be guys that go higher, in my opinion. I think they go from as high as round 5, and they're the very last quarterback that you're going to get in this window out of those guys that is going to be a starting quarterback as a QB2 is probably here at the end of round 8 to early 9. But I think we'll see it as the season gets closer and as we feel a little bit more comfortable and understand each and every one of these guys' teams and how they invest in the NFL draft. I can see them going up, right? If the Saints get another wide receiver in the 2nd round,
that was a great pick there, Zach Evans.
People will value Derek Carr. If Jordan Love is really the starter, and a lot of all these reports coming out, Jordan Love is doing great, he goes higher. You know, same thing with Russell Wilson, same thing with Jared Goff and all those other guys. So,
and my advice to everyone out there would be to stay calm through those reports, you know, because I agree that the industry will drastically like react to it.
Yeah.
And my advice would just be to stay calm throughout it. Don't ever sell someone high because of a report or because of preseason. You remember last year, people were telling you to sell Josh Jacobs because he was playing in the that game where people retire. He was starting in that game, and people were like,
"Whoa, Josh Jacobs?
He's clearly not the guy."
That's actually so funny. I forgot about that. I mean, it's the same thing with that. Jamar shopping all the Bulls,
Hall of Fame game.
All these other things was happening. I completely agree. It was so funny.
Stay calm through those reports. It typically serves you. I'm going to say typically because it's not always, but I would say typically you're a better Dynasty player if you don't watch preseason. Mm-hmm. Because unless you can keep a cool head and not overreact, then typically you are better if you don't.
Yeah, there's definitely things to take away from preseason.
Agreed.
But there's not. Take it with a grain of salt. You know, I think preseason gives guys reps, gives guys, you know, mental confidence. With the playbook is a place to make mistakes. A lot of teams usually are shuffling and understanding their offensive line if they don't, you know, those things. So
typically, you're better not overreacting from preseason conversations, hype, everything.
Yeah, I mean, watching RB1 playing in preseason game is definitely cause for panic. I would agree. I would be like, why? I was there saying, why is Josh Jacobs there?
Right.
But I think it went spiraling down so quick.
Yeah. And I think that's a good point because it's good to be concerned. But what we saw last year with Josh Jacobs was everyone saying sell. Sell Jacobs. He's not the guy. Zamir White's going to be starting pretty soon. So I think there's just a point where it has to be a happy medium. And unfortunately, because of Twitter and other things, it's not typically that reaction.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Okay, so Zach Evans, I love that pick at the 9-6 from Mondo. Durka Henry, Rashad White, Dalvin Cook, Kirk Cousins, Kirk Thuggins, Mike Willie, Mac Jones, James Conner. I gotta be honest. What round would you want to start drafting James Conner?
At the moment, he's a starting running back for the Arizona Cardinals. So right here feels kind of not jokes. I'm not drafting James Conner, period. I don't want him. This is another team we expect them to draft a running back. If they don't, we'll be really surprised in any part of the NFL draft. Because Conner is not the answer. Declining, this team is going to be on I call it a gap year because Kyler Murray is going to be out for half of the season. You're going to have Colt McCoy starting. James Conner, 27 years old. DeAndre Hopkins is probably going to walk. Defense of people I think are also moving. Offensive line is terrible. I don't want anyone on the Cardinals. I'll be completely honest with you.
Yeah, I get it. Let me ask you about Damian Harris then. Because I would prefer Damian Harris over James Conner right now.
Yep, I would agree.
I would prefer Damian Harris over Brian Robinson.
That's close. I haven't mentally evaluated that yet. I would definitely take Damian Harris, though. I think he's just on the better team. If I had to give you an answer today, on a better team, more goal line opportunities for Damian, I would take Damian Harris.
So here's where it's a tough line for me with Damian. Would be Isaiah Pacheco.
I would take
Tyler Algier.
I would take Damian if those teams invest in another running back.
Right. Which right now, if you had to point to teams that we could see investing into good running backs, probably would be Cardinals, Falcons, Chiefs. As in first 4 rounds of the NFL draft.
Right. What about Damian Harris or Jamal Williams?
Oh, I have to be honest. I am thrilled for Jamal Williams.
The landing spot is not ideal because of the way of this Dennis Allen, if I'm not mistaken. The way he's utilizing running backs is not ideal. We saw kind of the decline with Alvin Kamara the past 2 years in the usage. Right? The usage, I think that's the biggest thing. I'll take Jamal Williams here, right? So
yeah, the way he scored touchdowns last year is completely unrealistic to expect it to continue. I think there was Jamal Williams touchdowns. Let's see if this
it was
sweet.
That John dude, he had
it was Ian
something Schultz, right? He did
I believe it was Ian, unless we're thinking about something differently. I'll just quickly make my picks here.
He was like the yardage of touchdowns, and it was like 1 yard. Or
yeah, that was Ian.
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Xavier Hutchinson here. I like his draft capital in the 3rd round, and I definitely see how he could be utilized in Tennessee. You kind of upgrade over Kyle Phillips right now, and you could put Xavier Hutchinson all over the field. And then I'm going to take Evan Ingram here as well in the 11th round. How do you search for a person? Is that how you do it?
I have no idea. Well, that's him right there.
Who do you think it is then?
I
might be wrong.
I thought that was him. I thought it was him that did that post.
Yeah, he did. Anyway, point being, there's 10 touchdowns that were 1-yard rushes.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it, and I'll probably send it to you. Yeah. I mean, I see the pathway to success in the first half of the season because Kamara's suspended, right? Or the expectation that he's going to be suspended.
Right. We believe it will happen, right?
Yeah. So like, okay, he oh shit, I'm on the clock. Good thing I clicked back. I'll take Darnell Mooney. I like him right here. Let me see if I can find this guy. And then I can look at.
So Jimmy G's a. Hey, thanks for the sub. Me, Mike, Craig,
Shout out to Craig. Appreciate you.
or Mike, or me.
Us.
Look at us. Jimmy G in the 11th, I actually really like. That is pretty good value right there. I definitely like the way that sounds. Jimmy G, 11th round pick, Superflex league. The investment from the team is shocking, to say the least. Was I the only one shocked by that? Let me ask you this. Would you prefer Jimmy G over Aaron Rodgers?
No.
No?
If I'm a win now team, I still want Aaron Rodgers.
Let's just say you're a hybrid team.
If I'm in a gap in the middle there, I think I'll still take Aaron Rodgers, in the belief of that I'm a hybrid team and I already know where I'm at. So I don't think Jimmy G is a long-term answer. Yeah. And Aaron Rodgers is gonna retire, quote unquote retire. I'd rather take Aaron Rodgers there.
How about Jimmy G or Brock Purdy?
I'll take Jimmy.
How about Jimmy G or Matthew Stafford?
I'll take. In a one year, I'll take Matthew Stafford.
No, we were playing Dynasty here. That's not how it works.
I just think I think all those guys that we're saying is just right. So, I'll take Matthew Stafford with Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, well, you got Jimmy G with Devontae Adams.
Yeah, we haven't seen Jimmy G with Devontae Adams before, but we've seen Matthew Stafford with Cooper Kupp.
Sure.
I think Jimmy G came into this. What's his contract? It's a 1 year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I believe it's a 3-year.
Yeah, 3 years.
That's why I'm asking you.
I think I'm taking
3 years, $72 million.
When out in after 2023. I am taking all those other quarterbacks because Jimmy G is a bridging quarterback where those guys either they play for 1 year, or they play for 1 year and retire, or they play for at least 2 years and retire. I think Jimmy G.
Right. So I would put them all in that conversation as far as their lifespan. I'll go Jimmy personally.
Yeah, that's fair. And the only reason why I say that is because I don't see Matthew Stafford getting benched halfway through the season. I don't see Aaron Rodgers.
Well, let me ask you this. What if the team is awful like they were this year? Why would you play him?
Well,
wouldn't you want to get one of these quarterbacks, Caleb Williams or Drake May?
Sure.
Because you have your first this year.
I don't think that's how. I just don't see that happening.
We didn't see it happening last year.
Oh, for sure. We didn't. Yeah, but I think that was a big part because Matthew Stafford was hurt. Specifically, Matthew Stafford. Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
We saw him be successful at times, right?
No, yeah.
So, but I get Jimmy.
I will say that I think between all of those guys, Jimmy looks like the best value in my eyes at this point.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Then you got Stafford and Purdy on the edge here, which some people would say that those are the best values. So.
Yeah. I can definitely see it. I can definitely see Jimmy G, but if you look at Jimmy G's contract, it's just so strategic. It seems like
Yeah, I agree.
and out already after his first year because he's probably going to have to play all of 23 if they do draft a quarterback. If not, they get a quarterback in 24, and they're happy to cut that and have that dead cap. So
I think they're gonna win more games this year
than what they did. Yeah, I would say that. I would agree. So it might be a little bit more difficult for them to be on that top end of the draft board.
It's like if you wanted
6
to
and
get a
11.
quarterback next year, you shouldn't have signed Jimmy G, because he's gonna win games that he shouldn't and put you in a place where you're like in that mid. You know, you're right in that mediocre, but not good enough to not bad enough to get a good quarterback.
Right.
6 and 11, I could see them going 7 and 10 or 8 and.
Yeah, it's not a massive improvement, but they can definitely fall outside of, like, if we're just going based off these records. If you look at Tankathon, I guess that 8 to 13 range for sure. I can see them. I don't see them winning double-digit games. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they do, wow, double-digit games in the AFC. What is it, AFC West?
Yeah.
That's tough. That's tough already, you know.
Mm-hmm. You're not wrong, brother.
You're not wrong. You're just not wrong, mate.
Shout out to everybody watching the stream. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us. We are going to get a rookie mock popping right after this mock has finished. Do us a favor, drop a like to show some support. Easy way to tell YouTube, hey, I like these guys. They're doing good. And we will get this new mock popping for y'all here. If you've already joined the first mock, please do not join the second one. We want to give people, a chance to get in. People who haven't yet. So,
that's right.
Please don't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
You're just not that guy, pal. You're not that guy.
I'll send this to you. And if people want to join that second mock, Badake, how can they do so?
Yeah, join our Discord in the link in the description below. Go there. Go to the Fantasyland tab where it has the orange balls. Go to content releases, and that's exactly where I'll be posting the link. You can kind of see all the links that I posted there earlier for today's live stream and mock drafts. So go there and take Damien Harris here. Go there and join the Discord.
Yeah, damn. Damien's a great pick there. Did Tajay Spears really not get drafted?
Where'd he go in this mock? Luke Musgrave.
Damn, I'm really about to get Tyler Lockett in the.
I have him on my queue.
Watch G16 take him now.
I had him on my queue. I was like, I'll take Damien here. Appreciate you, Dennis. Thank you so much, man. All right, let me join this mock.
The Saints are expected to sign free agent safety Jonathan Abram.
We signed some guy off of your team.
Did you?
The Commanders. Let me know if he's good. He's a safety.
I'll go Tyler Lockett here, and I'll go Brandon Cooks. Welcome to the squad, brother.
Wow, Brandon Cooks is great. We got Bobby McCain. Is he good? I don't really know much about Bobby. I think he's more of a rotational guy.
Is he good? Define your expectations when you say good.
Well, I don't think he's a starter for our team. I think he's a rotational guy. We're all about depth.
That's what you should expect.
Yeah. We're all about depth with Joe Shane. So he's looking for guys that he can just rotate, have fresh legs, and go wild. So yeah, I'll just take another tight end. Yeah, Bobby, man.
Let Brandon Cooks. We're tanking for Caleb. Shout out to staff for the ring, but it's time to hang it up. I kind of think the Rams are not going to be. I don't see them personally recovering that kind of form that they had in that Super Bowl run. So if I'm the Rams owner, I think I'm realistic with myself, and I'm saying, okay, it's time to try and change.
It's time,
boys. Turn a new leaf here.
Yeah, which is wild because the link is not in the Discord, by the way, guys. I haven't posted the link in the Discord. Just get there and be ready for when I send this link.
Let's go ahead and do it now then, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'll send the link out now. Make sure you join this mock draft, by the way. Join first before I Okay. Once again, join our Discord, link in the description. Go to content releases, and I'm going to be posting the link in the Fantasyland under content releases. Again, 3, 2, 1. There you go. Nobody like you do.
Okay. We got Sammy Stacks in here. We got Easy Mac, the Nick something. Soup for sale, Ryan. We still have quite a few spots left, guys. I mean, people always say they don't get in, but I promise you, if you stay for the second one, you will have a very good chance to get in for the second one.
Team 12. No
one spot left.
12.
Just making sure no one has joined.
Team 12.
From the previous one.
We got one more spot there. Here we go. No one likes Team 12 ever. Yeah, second one's always harder to couldn't find it on the Discord.
And style is in. Okay. So we are doing, just so everyone's on the same page, a 2023 rookie mock draft.
Hold
on.
Nobody like you do. Let me know if y'all love this Scissor album, because it's probably the album of. I don't want to say the album of the year. We're not even halfway through the year, but
I think so far it would be.
It's the album of the year so far, 100%. So.
Yeah, she's just not like the others at the moment.
She should have been the Super Bowl performance. Nah, I love Riri though.
Yeah, I think if we knew that she was pregnant, I think we would all be more impressed. But in the moment, we were all like, "Is this it?" You know?
I think the whole time we were like, "Is she pregnant?" Or like,
yeah, true. That's what everyone was saying. Like,
and then like, "No, bro, no." She just. It was like, what was Hannah was like? Oh, she just has like that post-pregnant belly. What's that called?
Post. It's not postpartum.
It was something like that, but
we're definitely butchering that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, the landing spots are in the chat. So, little refresher. We are doing a 2023 Dynasty Superflex rookie mock draft. Okay. These are the landing spots that we're using here from Walter Football. We got CJ Stroud to the Panthers, Bryce Young to the Texans, Will Levis goes to the Colts, Anthony Richardson to the Raiders, Jackson Smith and Jigba to the Texans, Quentin Johnson to the Patriots. Then we get into the back half of this first round where we see Bijan to the Lions. That's not going to happen, so you can put him wherever you want, honestly. Zay Flowers to the Ravens, Jordan Addison to the Giants, Michael Mayer to the Cowboys, Dalton Kincaid to the Bengals, Jahmyr Gibbs to the Saints. Then we get into the second round where we see Jalen Hyatt to the Seahawks, Jonathan Mingo to the Packers, Cedric Tillman to the Steelers, Sam Laporta to the Seahawks, Luke Musgrave to the Lions, Darnell Washington to the Bills, Kendre Miller gets second round draft capital to the Bears. That's huge. And then into the third round where we see Hendon Hooker to the Broncos, Zach Charbonnet to the Rams, Xavier Hutchinson to the Titans. Finally, some respect on the guy. Tucker Kraft to the Packers, Josh Downs to the Colts, Stetson Bennett to the Lions, Chris Rodriguez to the Jags, Zach Evans goes to the Cowboys in the third, which is hot. Deuce Vaughn to the Panthers, Devin Achane to the Chiefs in the third, Kayshon Boutte to the Niners, RIP. He will be buried in that depth chart. And then into the fourth round where we see Rashee Rice to the Broncos, Kenny McIntosh to the Raiders, Andre Yoshivas to the Falcons, Chase Brown to the Cleveland Browns, Dontavion Wicks to the Falcons, Rakim Jarrett to the Patriots, Jaden Reed to the Vikings. I'm just trying to say like relevant players really. Tyler Scott to the Chargers, Charlie Jones to the Browns, and I think that's probably it. So use your imagination for the rest, but they didn't go in the first 4 rounds, so just keep that in mind. So here we go. We're gonna go ahead and start this thing off. 60 seconds on the clock. Harmon says, can someone help me to find how to join the mock draft? So join the Discord, which is in the description.
Yep.
And then there is a tab that says Fantasyland. Open up that tab, content releases. That's where you need to be. That's where we'll post them. So Bijan, CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, Anthony Richardson off the board. But Aki, let me ask you, there are people right now in the industry that we know, we love, and we respect, who are saying that you need to go quarterback from 1-2 to 1-4. It has to be quarterback in one of these three picks. I would agree with CJ and Bryce. Do you agree that Anthony Richardson has to be in the top 4? Let's say he gets top 10 capital.
I think I would say he doesn't have to be, but he is you shouldn't just disregard him. That's what I would say.
Sure.
Agreed. I think if any, I would even put Will Levis in this conversation as well. If all these guys go into the top 10, I think all these guys will probably go to the 1-5, 1-6, depending on how you really feel. Because I think Jackson Smith and Jigba, there's going to be people that are going to want to take him over some of these guys, right? These quarterbacks. So
I think where I struggle is with that conversation, because I agree with you. I agree with everything that you just said. Where I struggle with the conversation that it has to be Richardson in the top 4, because I get it. I understand the upside. I understand that super flex. I think I just would. I imagine, I don't want to speak for everyone, but I imagine that people wouldn't view Jackson Smith and Jigba the same way I do then, if they're saying that you can't take JSN at the 1-4 essentially. I do think he's an elite prospect. Right now in my scouting grades, he's a better prospect than Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave. So I have JSN and Anthony Richardson in the same tier. So I would put them as interchangeable.
Right.
I think that's where maybe the point of difference is for some people. And that's okay.
Okay. So let me throw a scenario out to you. What is the best spot for a quarterback, you think, for a quarterback to go to that's available in the top 10? That you was like, holy shit, this guy's going to skyrocket no matter what.
I don't know. Seahawks, I guess.
Right. So if Anthony Richardson goes to the Seahawks, but then but JSN goes to a team that doesn't need a wide receiver, that he just goes and he's like, he's the number 3 somehow. Like, what if he goes to the Eagles? Okay. If he goes to the Eagles and that is a stacked team already with AJ Brown, Devon Smith, do you consider taking Anthony Richardson where you believe is going to have just as high of a ceiling, or probably could have an even higher ceiling than JSN on the Eagles?
Okay, well, so what I said at the beginning, which I just want to make very clear, is that I have them in the same tier. So I do think they're interchangeable. So yes, context.
With that context,
and landing spot is important for sure.
Yeah. So I think that's what's going to happen with a lot of people. If Anthony Richardson has a landing spot they believe in, and JSN doesn't have the best landing spot we all hope for him to have, then people are going to lean towards Anthony Richardson. And say, like, you know what, it's a high upside quarterback play, I'm going to do that. Because it would just be like, it just wouldn't make sense why JSN would go to Eagles, or why he would go to. Yeah,
we're talking like worst case scenario for one player, best case scenario for the other.
Exactly. And
that scenario, it's difficult because it could play out that way, but it could play out the opposite.
Yeah, exactly. And I think we both agree, no matter where JSN goes, success is going to be there. But it's not for every team success is going to be there for Anthony Richardson. And at least in my eyes, like, I don't see Anthony Richardson succeeding with Vegas.
I could see it.
I think that is the worst spot in my mind for a quarterback that needs to grow, because this team is in an awkward phase of like, we either need to rebuild, we either need to start rebuilding now, or we're just rocking with what we have,
Yeah.
which can really throw a wrench in the whole thing. That's
I get
why
it.
I really like the Colts. That's why I really like the Panthers, the Texans, the
Yeah.
Falcons, all those teams to build a young quarterback, because that's where they're going.
Sure. So we have Mayer off the board, Zay Flowers, Jalen Hyatt, Devin A. Chain, Dalton Kincaid, Zach Evans. I love the Zach Evans pick. I think it's great value. He went to the Cowboys in the third. I love how he would complement Tony Pollard. We have Josh Downs, but we still have a second-round running back on the board in Kendre Miller. You cannot let Kendre Miller fall to the 2-6 if this is really where he ends up. Second round to the Chicago Bears. There's a very realistic scenario in which he becomes the starting running back on that team. So, would you say the same? Like 2-6, we can't let him fall that far.
Agreed.
I don't think.
Agreed. Completely agree. I would completely agree there. Where has Hendon Hooker go? Where did he go?
ABC's saying, when have the Raiders not been building? Just clarify what you mean by that, man.
Yeah,
What do you think?
Sorry, give me 1 second. Let me just make my pick, which I'll make. I guess I'm gonna have to go with Luke Musgrave here. I was trying to find other people, but I'm gonna run out of time. GG's. Okay. If the Raiders, so when have the Raiders?
I was asking him to clarify what he meant, unless you know what he meant.
I think he's saying, okay. Basically, what I said is like, I think the Raiders, yeah. What have they been building? They are in this weird phase where Josh McDaniels came in and then traded for Davante Adams and gave Carr a contract extension because they thought they had a capable team to make the playoffs. They thought they had a capable team to go out and compete, which it's clear that they didn't. So they traded They traded Derek Carr. You have a 30-year-old wide receiver in Davante Adams. You are re-signing Josh Jacobs. You don't have the best offensive line and these defensive players that Mike Mayock and John Gruden came in and completely like disrupted and made completely irrelevant. I think you need to invest in other pieces than just going in for. I don't think the team is ready to compete right now. And if you bring in Anthony Richardson or whichever quarterback, and just throw him in with Jimmy G there, it's not the right. I don't think that's the right move. Let me
play devil's advocate though.
Mm-hmm.
So, would you rather your quarterback be in Houston? And I'm just throwing out that as a scenario,
Mm-hmm.
right? Houston, not much history of building a running back with that coaching staff. We think they can.
A quarterback, right?
Building a quarterback with that coaching staff. You have a decent offensive line, weapons, no superstar, but some good pieces. Or you can go to Las Vegas, where you have a superstar running back, a superstar receiver, and a coach who hasn't done it yet with a quarterback, but is well seasoned and could learn from his mistakes. So I understand that Davante Adams is aging. Josh Jacobs is, middle of his prime. It's not ideal because you want players who are on the rise, not already in their prime. But you also start with an incredible room, and then hopefully the team can continue to put talent around you. That would be like devil's advocate for me.
Right.
What would you think about that? By the way, I'll take Xavier Hutchinson here. Love me some X. Was taking him in the second. I think I can start getting him in the third, and I'll keep doing that.
To you. Look, I hear you. And even though, and I think okay, so draft capital and landing spot is just as important for any of these guys. But I also believe that where that organization is at the moment is just as important as well. And maybe this is my own personal preference, but the Texans are in a rebuilding phase, and they're going to build and I think this is where it could be skewed, right? Anthony Richardson comes in, has one good year, a decent year. Let's say he's quarterback 15, 17-ish with Davante Adams. So we saw the upside. That's with Davante Adams. But hey, Davante Adams only has one more year left on his contract. And then Josh Jacobs, you franchise tagged him, but you still haven't agreed to a contract with him, and now you had to trade him away or let him go on free agency, and now you're back to the drawing board in his year 2, year 3, kind of like where we saw Justin Fields, right? Like I didn't love the landing spot for Justin Fields, but still believed in the talent. And it's taking year after year after year, now going into his 3rd year of like, okay, they're finally building around him, where I think the reset button is going to happen in the middle of that quarterback's career. And that's going to be the worst thing for fantasy, in my opinion.
I hear you.
In my opinion.
Just again, to play devil's advocate side of this, there's no guarantee that the Texans get out of that rebuild.
Sure.
There's no guarantee that the Panthers get out of that rebuild.
Sure. And I think
there's no guarantee that these teams ever get talent like what the Raiders currently have.
Right.
So I wouldn't sacrifice a landing spot because great players are there now, because you're still having the same, like the Texans and the Raiders still have the same chance to draft young elite talent as each other, you know?
Yeah.
The difference is just one has that elite talent right now. So I hear you, but I would rather have a year or 2 of an elite wide receiver rather than hoping that we'll eventually get one through the draft, because, you know, I mean, what if like the Browns are like the extreme case, but it could be the Browns. Your quarterback could go to the Browns and they could never recover, you know? Like I definitely understand where you're coming from, but there's no guarantee that you get an elite player.
Yeah.
If you go to a rebuilding team.
I agree, and I think that's why I would rather have that player that may not be elite grow with my quarterback than have 1 year of an elite player and then that player leave.
Okay.
So like I understand, I love that elite player. I love that Devontae Adams could be with Will Levis or Anthony Richardson and could potentially show what everyone has been missing, or what they have been missing in their careers. Like they need that elite play. But if they grow and build with that team, and then every single year is like, okay, we need an elite player, we need an elite player, we need an elite player, but they can't bring in the elite player. Like, I guess it's kind of like what Daniel Jones is in right now. Okay, we're looking for that elite player. I need to make a pick.
Yeah, I guess like all I'll say is I don't think we should penalize someone because there's already elite talent there. I think every team would have the same chance to bring in more talent to surround their quarterback. You just have a guaranteed talent for one guy for however long it is, and you don't for the other. So I don't know.
I definitely hear that, and maybe I should penalize him or penalize anyone for any. I'll just take Jalen Reed here. I shouldn't penalize any of those guys, but I think the landscape of the team and the landscape of where the Raiders are at right now, I'm not in love with any quarterback going there. Yeah. Actually, I would say like the CJ or Bryce, because they're ready. They're ready to compete now. They're ready to. I'm not saying they're going to be these guys that takes you straight to the playoffs. They're they're ready to be guys in competition that has the talent around it, where like Anthony Richardson and Will Levis is like, well, we need to let him. If anything, if he does go to the Raiders, any of those guys, they probably won't even play with Devontae Adams or Josh Jacobs if they don't get a contract extension, right? Like, if we are really saying, okay, Will Levis does sit, Anthony Richardson needs to sit for a year, they got Jimmy G, we might not even see them even throw a pass to one of these guys, and then it's like, okay, well, we love the throw.
Well, then you're kind of if that's the case, then you're kind of where the Texans are.
Yeah, exactly, and that would be okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And that would be okay, but a lot of people would draft also based off of where they're at. Oh, the Raiders, Anthony Richardson with the Raiders, Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, Josh McDaniels, the way like you've seen it before, like they love that. But at the same time, like it's not just off the 1 year where the team's at now is where the team it could be. And I see these teams progressing year in and year out. Like the Texans, they're not making they haven't made the right moves in the year. I feel like the best move they made was getting Deshaun Watson, DeAndre Hopkins, all of those things. But like it kind of got skewed from there because Bill O'Brien really like put that organization to shit. They were a top team, bro. They were like, they were running it. They were running that division. It was easy for them. And maybe these guys can change it. So we'll see.
Sure. I get it. I can understand it. All right, guys. I think that is it for today. We'll take 3 questions. 3 questions. Unless there's any super chats, which we will always answer straight away. 3 questions, no more. And then we're going to go get some lunch here and do some work. It's 12:20 p.m. almost. So we will take some questions after. Dennis loves your draft. James says sick draft. I appreciate that. I actually love this. If you could guarantee me right now that I leave my draft with this, hell yeah. Where do you live? Hawaii. All right,
Hawaii.
so
here we go.
We live in Sydney, Australia.
Sydney, Australia,
both American, born and raised. I still love America, you know. So right now we're currently in Sydney, but yeah, we met here through school.
Yeah,
good friends, and yeah, both married Australians.
Now we're here.
That's question 1.
The biggest island in the world.
Jasmine says, question 4, non-fantasy question. How do you feel about people who order steak well done? You go. I don't have an opinion. I don't really.
Yeah, I don't really care for it. Some people don't like a little blood in their steak. You know, some people just like a well done, but sometimes well done can get all the juices out, which is not the best.
Yeah. Well, I just don't have an opinion, really. I can't eat very much steak, unfortunately, with Crohn's. So red meat isn't the best for me, unfortunately. So it's much more pork, chicken. So I don't really have a horse in the race.
Horse in the race, yeah.
Number 3 is what's for lunch. So last question is what's for lunch.
I'm thinking PB&J right now with some potato chips. And
where's the protein?
Maybe, I mean, I don't have any protein in that, but I want to keep it simple because I have a lot of stuff to do. So something I can make in like 5 minutes.
Sure.
But
I'll probably go turkey sandwich. I love a turkey sam. By the way, actually, this is a great opportunity. I've been wanting to tell people this, and it could change your life if you eat sandwiches. Genuinely, I think it could change your life. Okay, hang with me for a second.
Okay, I'm listening.
Sandwich. You got 2 pieces of bread to make a sandwich.
2
we all know
pieces
that.
Of bread, right?
Now, you guys probably use a toaster if you toast your sandwich. I don't have a toaster. So what I do is I put my bread in the oven and I broil it on the highest level. So broil one side of the bread. Okay, for both pieces, just one side. And here's where things change. You don't use the outside of the bread that's toasted. You put the toasted bread on the inside. Okay? You put your cheese, you know, whatever you want on the sandwich. Okay? Your meat, whatever you want on there, mayo, you know, if you want lettuce or whatever. Okay?
Right, okay.
Put the toasted side inside the bread. On the outside is the regular bread, untoasted. It is incredible. The crunch that you get in that sandwich, you're never going to do it another way. I promise you. It sounds crazy. One day I did it on accident. It's incredible because you're starting with a soft bread and it goes to a crunch. Try it. I want you guys to let me know on a stream. But you can't put it in a toaster, guys. Keep in mind, you can't put it in a toaster because if you do, both sides will be toasted. So if you have, someone said toaster oven, I'm pretty sure that toasts one side. I'm not sure. Make sure the other side is not getting toasted. So anyway, I promise you, you're not gonna eat a sandwich a different way from here on out. So there you go.
Wow. That was profound. And maybe you should invest in a toaster. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Toaster is very inexpensive from Kmart, maybe like $20-$25.
Don't need a toaster though.
All about efficiency. We have an oven. We don't need a toaster. We have a toaster. Maybe you should.
You just don't need a toaster.
Not...
I mean, you can buy one if you want, but you don't need one.
I think toasting bread is.
Badake's not been listening, James. You're right.
No toasters allowed. I'm a big toaster believer. I like toasting stuff.
Sure, I'm all for toasters. If you, what do you toast in Australia though? Outside of bread,
what did Greg?
There's nothing worth toasting here.
Greg used to say, like, when does bread become toast? He used to say something weird like that. Like, he like made you think. He was like, bread is still bread even when it's toasted. So why we call it toast?
Because it's toasted.
But it's still bread.
Toast is still bread. But bread is not toast until it's toasted. I think that's your answer.
I don't know.
Toast, still bread, but bread, not toast until toasted.
Vegemite is absolutely disgusting. We do have Australia we do have Kmart in Australia. We do have Kmart in Australia.
You know, Kmart's awful in America, and Target is like the go-to.
100%.
But it's the opposite here. Target is a joke, and Kmart is the go-to here.
Yeah.
I don't get it. It's weird. It's the same company, but Target's awful here.
There's no Chick-fil-A in Australia. Like I said, yeah, we got nothing here. We got McDonald's. We got a thing called Hungry Jack's. We got a thing called Mad Mex, which is basically Chipotle. We'll also have Guzman and Gomez, which is also another version of Chipotle. Hungry Jack's is Burger King, essentially. What else do we have? We have a thing called Red Rooster, which we all believe is ran by the drug lords because you never see anyone in there.
No one eats that Red Rooster.
Nah,
make it make sense.
It's absolutely disgusting, but they stay afloat somehow. What else is a fast food place in Australia?
This is Red Rooster, by the way, in case anyone's curious. No one eats here. Not a soul.
When you see it, it's always open, but no one's ever there.
No, it has to be a front for something.
And KFC is significantly better in Australia than it is in America.
Yeah, KFC is definitely better here.
The one thing I would say about KFC in America, I'd rather have their wedges, their fry wedges, than
fries here are great.
Than the fries, personally. That's what I would.
But you got to be careful in Australia because they have these boxes. If you keep the fries in the boxes too long, it gets soggy.
Yeah, you got to open the box.
Not a vibe. You have got to get them out of that box ASAP. And there's actually one of my favorite fast food places is Oporto.
Oporto?
Yeah, this is like
I'll be honest with you, man. I overdid it my first year. I probably had that because my first year I moved here, like the first month, I thought it was bomb. I had that literally almost every single day.
Because it is.
And I just overdid it. I don't think I ever got back to it.
It's incredible. They have this garlic sauce that will change your life. Speaking of garlic sauce, speaking of Portuguese chicken, actually, this is probably, if you were to come to Australia today and you said, where do I go? I want some good food, decently priced.
Yeah.
Tasting fantastic.
It was decently priced 6 years ago. Now it's like...
That's true. Now it's a little ridiculous.
Now we look at it. We used to pay $10 for this. Look at the price now. It says $18.
That's for a whole chicken. Oh. That's not bad.
What was it? What's the price now for the meal?
The burger meal is $15.50 for a combo. And then it goes up to 18, which, yeah, is ridiculous. But you have to keep in mind the Australian dollar, AUD to USD, is worth 67 cents in America. Right? So let's say like what's the average price for like a, not fast food, but right above fast food in America? It would be like, what, $12 US?
What do you mean above fast food? What's above fast food? Are you saying, is that like Olive Garden above fast food?
Above fast food would be like...
What would you consider above fast food?
Think like Buffalo Wild Wings, for example.
Okay. That's above fast food.
Or like maybe Chili's or something like that.
Welcome to Chili's.
Welcome to Chili's.
Slow food.
Yeah, this is incredible. They have this chili sauce. Oh, it'll change your life. What I like to do is I put the chili and the mayo and I mix it together. A little chili mayo sauce. Oof, that will change your life, my friend.
Yeah, MP, I don't really like El Jana. We did a phase of
I do.
Jana. We did a phase. I mean, not that we don't. I'd rather have Frangos personally.
I agree.
And
I prefer Frangos.
I said I don't like El Jana. If I had to put them next to each other, it's definitely Frangos. I definitely go to El Jana.
Just don't say we.
Yeah.
So you're putting me in that box.
Sorry.
And I'm not in that box. Here's what I'll say, and I think you would have to agree with me. Better spot, Frangos. Chicken, more juicy. I think the issue with El Jana's is the chicken is too dry sometimes.
Yeah.
But garlic sauce, which is very big here in Australia, undebatably El Jana's is the better garlic sauce. Agreed? You're not about to say that Franklin's is better.
I was about to say I'm not a big garlic sauce person.
Every day you do something.
You're really into the.
Did you do this on purpose?
You're really into the
just want a reaction.
Sauce. I'm a simple man. Give me some ketchup, maybe some barbecue sauce, maybe some.
You putting ketchup on your charcoal chicken?
Maybe some little sweet chili or something. Just a little bit, not too much. Bomb, kid.
No, I don't even know what to say.
I'm a nugget kid. Give me some nugget. Would you have chicken nuggets with garlic sauce? No. I'm gonna have my chicken nuggets.
No, because they're chicken nuggets, not Portuguese chicken.
I'm having my Portuguese chicken with some ketchup or some barbecue sauce.
Tell me that's a joke. Please tell me that's a joke. That cannot be real.
I don't like garlic sauce. It is real. And I'm okay with it. Chicken and ketchup, yes. Jasmine's with me.
That's because they don't know charcoal chicken. MP, tell me that this is crazy. MP, tell me that this is wild.
Well, MP...
That someone's going to go eat this type of chicken with ketchup. Come on, MP, help me out here.
I don't know, I mean...
Here's what I'll say. The best way to eat El Jana's, okay? Everyone who's saying that they agree with Badake are from America. Okay? Let's just be real. These guys don't know what Portuguese chicken is.
I don't know. That's different, Casey. Papa John's, I like their garlic sauce, but I don't think it's as garlicky as the ones over here.
Yeah,
100%. And I think it's pretty chill. It's pretty chill with the garlic sauce from Papa John's.
The way you eat your El Jana's, okay, is you see this pita bread here?
Oh, yeah.
You see that pita bread? What you do is you rip open the chicken, you open your pita bread, you put, and you do this like 10 times, right? You rip pieces off of the pita, you put the, okay, so first what you do is you take the garlic sauce, you layer some garlic sauce on the bottom. Make sure that thing is thick, okay? Because it's important. Then you put the chicken, and then you put the fries, and you can put pickles in if you like. But you wrap that thing up, and you eat it, and then you go back to that same routine 10 times until the meal's done. That's how you eat El Jana's. The garlic sauce is critical.
Can I be honest with
and
you?
If you don't like garlic sauce, I don't know what to say to you.
I think there's a difference of me not liking garlic. What you just said is great. I would take a little bit of a garlic sauce and put it on my pita bread, but I'm not gonna take half of my garlic sauce and put it on the bread. I'm taking like a half a spoonful and then spreading it out really lightly so it doesn't overpower the flavor of my chicken. Then put some chicken on there, then put all the other stuff that you want to put, that's fine. But the way you saying, you make sure you put half of that garlic sauce tub on there and then put some chicken on. Nah, no thank you. I think it's just I think the sauce here is overpowering. 100%.
No, you need to get lost in the sauce, and that's the problem. You've never got lost in the sauce.
I'll get lost in a lot of sauce. Ketchup, barbecue sauce, sour sauce.
Wrong sauce. Wrong sauce.
Honey mustard sauce. Or whatever sauce you want. I can get lost, not garlic sauce that's gonna overpower all of my stuff.
God, this is heartbreaking.
I don't want to have garlic. I don't want to have a little bit of chicken with my garlic sauce. No, I want to have a little bit of sauce, garlic sauce with my chicken.
No one's saying that you put
That's what
more
happened.
garlic sauce than chicken.
I think that's
No
what
one
happens.
does that.
That's what happens when I think of the sauce here.
I don't know who you're hanging out with when you're eating at these places.
I've had it multiple times. I had multiple times at the house with the boys when we got Eljon all the time. You want garlic sauce? Ketchup. Chick-fil-A sauce? Yeah, Chick-fil-A sauce. That's good.
You just do not combine charcoal Portuguese chicken with those sauces. You do not use ketchup. You don't use Chick-fil-A sauce. I love Chick-fil-A sauce. I'll die for Chick-fil-A. But you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. Do you at least do the chili mayo from Frango's, or you going ketchup and barbecue there too? Please tell me no.
I do.
Please tell me you're
mayo
not.
there.
Okay, that's at least respectable. I can at least look
Once
you
again,
in the eye
the chili
now.
sauce a little bit too much. They be going extra. When you say, "Can I get some chili sauce?" They put half the bottle in that shit. You gotta be like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa." And then your chips are drowning, and you be like, "This is some soggy chips." And not only
Don't drown your chips.
Not only your chips are
Stop
soggy,
doing it.
Your chips are spicy. And
Portion control. Like, take out and don't do that much sauce, and keep the sauce on the side.
Like one time I went to Frango's and I told this
You
girl,
choose how much you want to
so
use.
when you order food, right? You order Frango's and it comes like this little plate, and you get half chips on the side and then whatever, like you get a half a chicken or a quarter chicken, and you go up and they take it to the counter, and there's people that work there and they give you sauces. You can have mayo or sweet chili sauce, and you say, okay, what they be asking, okay, do you want sauce? You want mayo or sweet chili? And I'll say sweet chili. I was like, can I have sweet chili on my chicken and on my chips? They put half the fucking bottle in it. There was one time I was like, can I do this? I literally went to the guy. I was like, can I hold the bottle and put a little bit of sauce on there? Because even when you say a little bit, they still put in half the bottle. I bet you MP can tell you that shit too.
Dude, I can solve your problem, and I don't know how you've never solved this problem. I can solve your problem.
Cup.
One simple step: buy the sauce on the side.
I mean,
you don't need to drown your food in sauce.
That's extra money.
No, it's not. You have to pay for sauce regardless now.
Oh, I haven't been there in a while. Now you gotta pay. You're kidding. In the little cup, you gotta pay for it. No, I know you gotta pay for it in the little cup. But when you go now, you gotta pay for sauce even when they ask you, like, hey, what do you want? I want half a chicken with chips. What sauce do you want? They add like 50 cents or 75 cents or some shit like that. Damn, I haven't been there in a minute then.
Yeah.
That's blasphemy. I ain't going over there.
By the way, not to exclude Americans from the conversation, but I think you and I would agree that we've never had this type of chicken in America. This Portuguese charcoal chicken, you don't find this in America, I don't think.
Yeah. You have Spanish
I
chicken.
can't think of a single time I've had chicken like this.
Pio. It's a Spanish restaurant, but that's in New York, so that's different. But yeah, no, this is great. First time Portuguese chicken. Love it. I mean, look at this. We should definitely start a food channel. Might me some food.
I wonder if there's a tier maker for
Australian
fast food.
Put Australian fast food.
Okay.
Let's see if there's an Australian fast food one. Best fast food casual restaurants and casual restaurants. Maybe that has it all there.
There's UK fast food. Okay, Australian fast food. All right, yeah, this looks pretty good. Okay, let's do this right now.
Okay. I love this.
This is happening.
Okay.
This is happening. Even if we don't want it to happen, it's happening. It's too late. Okay. Let's go position by position. Baskin Robbins, I don't know how you feel. That's a joke. Don't put that shit in my face.
Yeah, I would say you could put Ben & Jerry's there too, just because you have.
I would put Ben & Jerry's C, but I'm happy to meet you at
D. I'm saying.
You got to choose between the two.
Why even go there if you have Messina? Why even go there if you have?
That's true.
That other, what's that one that we went to? Babe, what's that one ice cream restaurant we went to when JB was here? Anyways, she can't remember the name, but there's another one that's.
I gotta put Ben & Jerry's C, dude. I gotta advocate for them in C.
Okay, I mean, All I gotta say is over here they have a place called Messina. Look it up,
I agree.
and that
Messina would be S tier
that's bomb.
if it was in here.
That's bomb. Okay, but I
But
agree. I do
can
like
we
Ben and
agree?
Jerry's. I do like Ben and
If
Jerry's
you were
over Baskin and Robbins.
okay, we can agree.
Yeah.
Boost Juice, I mean, probably C tier. It's good, but it's overpriced.
Sure. Cold Rock.
Cold Rock, what are we talking about?
Nah,
Crust?
I got Cold Rock. I like Cold Rock. That's my local now over here.
Okay, where do you want to put it? Then?
It doesn't really matter. I'm not really advocating this one.
Crust, I'm thinking A. Let's leave it in A for now, and then you don't like it that much.
You know that famous line, is that chicken hot and juicy? I got some barbecue wings from Crust once, and that's where that came up. Is that chicken hot and juicy?
I think Crust makes the second best pizza I've had here, outside of Joey's Pizza Norwest.
I think I would personally say that big fuck off pizza that Tommy took us to that couldn't even fit in his car, that's better than all these.
I
pizzas.
think that's better portion wise, but it's not better quality.
Oh.
Let's meet in the middle at
I
B.
would say that's better quality personally, but
I don't agree.
I love that pizza.
Okay, Domino's, let's be honest, last.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Donut Time, don't really know what it is.
Donut Time.
Grilled, S tier.
Best burger
and
in Sydney.
I'm not taking any arguments for that.
Best burger in Sydney. Shout out to Larry. Miss you every day.
Do we agree?
Yeah. Our friend used to say, you want the best burger in Sydney? And he will walk us to Grilled. Remember that? Okay.
Yeah, I do. Guzman and Gomez, I would actually put it C.
How would you?
Because I don't think there's Mexican here that's actually good.
Let me ask you this: do you like Mad Max or Guzman and Gomez?
Neither, but if I had to choose, I would choose Mad Max.
I would choose Mad Max as well.
Okay, so why don't we put Mad Max in B?
Sure, I'm happy with that.
Hungry Jacks, we got to put that D. That's literally like the
was-
definition of eating dog shit.
It was in its prime when we first came here. I would say.
This is Burger King, by the way, but it's awful.
Yeah, Hungry
Like, if you
Jacks is
just
Burger
want
King.
food to go straight through you, that's where you go. KFC, I think we could put KFC A.
I would argue that can be S tier. I would argue that.
Oof.
I mean, in Australia,
Okay. I don't want to disagree. Krispy Kreme, we got to put it A.
yeah, I mean, just a good donut, you know. Lord of the Fries, I've never been to one personally.
I've been one time, really average. I'll put it at C.
Okay.
McDonald's, you got to put S here. And keep in mind, McDonald's in Australia is not the same as McDonald's in America. McDonald's in Australia is 10 times better than it is in America. It's not as greasy, which sounds crazy, but it's not as greasy. The meat is better because of the import restrictions here in Australia. McDonald's, when I was in America and I came back to Australia, the first thing I wanted was Australian McDonald's.
KFC, McDonald's, suck in the Bronx. Yeah, you don't go to. Yeah.
You don't go to these places in America. There's much better options.
No. Okay.
Nando's. I would put Nando's B.
Yeah, I'm okay with Nando's being B. I think is that a Porto right there?
That is a Porto. I would put a Porto S.
Sure, I'm happy to put it there. I think it is really good. What's this?
I don't even know what Lovely is.
What's Lovely?
Pizza Hut.
MP, you know what Lovely is? Let us know.
I don't know what that is.
Pizza
Hut.
I
Probably right by Domino's.
Yeah, sure. Red Rooster.
It's not good.
Red Rooster.
Red Rooster.
I've never had Red Rooster, so
We'll put it at the back end.
yeah.
Rolled is actually pretty
Rolled
decent
is
if you like.
bomb. Oh my god,
Yeah.
rice paper rolls. That is a shit.
So you want that B or A?
Nah, we get that B. We get that B.
Okay. I don't know what Schnitz is. Sorry. Subway. I will put Subway A here. I think Subway's better here again than it is in America.
I think America, you get more bang for your buck because you're getting your first time on screen catching live. Let's go. Hey, we appreciate you. This is so random. Went into a deep conversation about fast foods in Australia. If you don't know, we do live in Sydney, Australia, and now we are ranking the Australian fast food market, I guess you can say. But what was it? What was
I would have Subway as A because
Okay.
I think the quality is very good.
Oh.
The cookies are incredible.
That's what I
Game
was gonna
changer.
say. I think the meal portion in America, you used to get a drink with chips and a foot long. At least from when I remember.
I think
it was like
think
$12.
you are thinking from like 7 years ago. Your experience.
Yeah, my experience at Subway.
It's not the same.
Right, that's fair. Okay.
Sumo salad. I'll put it C.
I've never
I'll put
had
sumo
that.
salad C. It's okay. Sushi. I don't know what that is, honestly.
Sushi's banging though. You like sushi?
No, but I don't know this brand.
Roll sounds like a dispensary. That's funny.
Taco Bell in Australia
Haven't had it yet.
is pretty average. I will put it right behind Mad Max.
$5 bankruptcy.
And then TGI Fridays, I've been one time. It was pretty good.
I haven't been.
put it right
I haven't
in B.
been in Australia.
Yeah.
I don't know these other places.
I don't know them either, so I think that's how we would rank it. Anything you want to change? I'll probably put Red Rooster at the very last.
The very last. Nah, I think that's fine. I think maybe we should put Mad Max. Nah, I think that's fine. That's fine. Aussie fast food probably first. I have been to. Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. Remember, guys, we live in Australia, so some things are like KFC in Australia is significantly better quality-wise than America.
Agreed.
Same thing with McDonald's.
It's way better.
That's why it's significantly better. I wouldn't go to
Taco
KFC
Bell
over there.
Worse here. Pizza Hut, Domino's, way worse here. Hungry Jack's, which is actually Burger King, way worse here.
There's Little Caesars here, but that's pretty far actually. I can't think of anything else, any other fast food restaurants, but
yeah, I mean, I would personally have Frango's and El Jana's up here in S tier as well. But yeah, made a new tier, by the way.
money laundering. That's funny. Panda Express.
I would put Cold Rock there. I don't know a single soul that goes to Cold Rock outside of you.
I went to the Cold Rock is what we have here, and it's actually really good.
Really? Okay.
That's basically
I'll
that's
trust
you know
you.
it's Cold Stone. That's all it is. You like Cold Stone?
Yeah, I like Cold Stone.
That's Cold Rock. They just called it Cold Rock instead of Cold Stone.
So we don't have Wendy's. We don't have a Raising Cane's or Panda Express. We don't have any of those options here in Australia.
Maybe we should put
It's
Costco
really
A tier,
limited.
though.
Costco would be probably S tier, to be honest, because Costco, even in Australia, it's ridiculously cheap. If those were American prices, I would pay them.
Costco's
You
pizza.
can get a hot dog, pizza, and a drink for $4.95 Australian dollars here.
We don't have.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, we don't have Jack in the Box or Popeyes. I would say Costco's pizza, by the way, is better than Domino's and Pizza Hut.
Easily.
No doubt about
Easily.
it. No doubt.
I would
about
put it probably against Crust. Crust is quality, but
100%.
if you look at price versus
sometimes I don't like crust because like it's like $25 for like the smallest pie you can get.
Crust does this deal though where you can get 2 large pizzas for $40, and I think they're more filling than other places, and they have a like free pizza after you order like 9 or something, which is actually pretty ridiculous.
Oh wow. I didn't know that. We don't have Dunkin' Donuts. We don't have Papa.
Yeah,
we
don't have any of those.
Yeah, Costco pizza is better than Domino's. 100%, Jasmine. We don't have Popeyes. I said we don't have Jack in the Box. What's the orange sun in S tier? It's called Oporto in Australia.
Okay, we're doing America now, and then we're ending the stream. All right.
Okay.
A&W, probably F.
I've never been. Never have.
Okay.
They haven't never have one, which is great.
Okay. I've had it before. Look, you go to A&W if you're on the highway and you're driving to a different town, you're on a road trip and it's available. That's why you have A&W. I don't think there's let me know, I could be wrong. Like, does anyone out there have A&W on purpose? I'll put it in the F tier because I have had it. Arby's, I think Arby's is underrated, man.
The curly fries.
I'll put a D.
Curly fries.
The curly fries are incredible, and so is the sweet tea.
I think they have the best curly fries. I think they're the only person that does curly. I can't think of another one that does curly. They have Checkers does curly fries, and Carl's Jr. I think does curly fries. I would still have Arby's curly fries over those guys.
Okay, Baja Fresh. I've never had it.
Same.
Okay.
Actually, I have.
Blimpie.
I
Okay.
think I have, but I wouldn't necessarily rank it. Just put never had. Blimpie, never had.
Never had.
Never had.
Bojangles.
Bojangles, I like. I would put it in D tier though.
Okay. Boston Market.
Oh my gosh.
We need to add a. We need to add.
If you want to die, you go to
here.
Boston Market. That's what it is. I did have Boston Market once, and the only thing I went and got there was mashed potatoes and some corn, and I just had that because I didn't want. I didn't want to have the chicken.
You cannot tell me a soul who doesn't think that Boston Market is money laundering. Every Boston Market I've ever been to, there is nobody. There's not a soul.
There's one that I went to that used to be popping in Florida.
Really?
When I used to live there, but man,
I ain't never seen nobody in a Boston Market before. Okay, Burger King.
I
would put it D.
I was gonna say C, but we could put.
You think so? Okay. I'll put it C. Raising Cane's.
I'll be honest. I've never had it. They don't have it in New York.
I'm gonna speak for everyone who has had it. It's incredible. Carl's Jr.
I had Carl's. I would put it.
I'll probably put it right by. I'll probably put it D tier, honestly.
What's the difference between Carl's Jr.'s and Checkers? Isn't that the same shit?
No, that's not.
Isn't Carl's Jr.'s also Hardee's?
Yeah, Carl's Jr.'s is Hardee's.
Okay, never mind. Maybe that's what I'm confusing it with.
Yeah, we got a lot of stores to go through here. Checkers, I've never had it.
I had Checkers. Bomb. I love it.
Personally. Really? Okay, where are you putting it?
I would put it in. I would put it in D tier though.
D? Oh, yeah. You said bomb.
Bomb.
What's the definition of bomb?
Bomb is good. Like I will go there.
Okay.
Really greasy though.
Chick-fil-A, unquestioned for me, it will be 101.
Yeah, 101.
No doubt in my mind.
101.
And Chipotle would be 102.
Say less. Continue. Church's. Been a Church's.
Church's chicken's pretty good, man. I'll put it right by Checkers. I'll go to Church's. I'll check the food before I eat it. I'll check all throughout that food before I eat it. I'll make sure
I'll go to
no
Church's,
hairs, no spit. I'll eat it though.
That's racist. Nah.
Why? You tell me you wouldn't do the same?
I've only been there once, and I didn't check my chicken.
That's on you then. Cookout, never had it.
Never had it either.
Culver's is actually pretty bomb.
Had it once.
This is a Midwest thing.
Yeah, they have one in Florida.
I actually would put Culver's B.
B, okay.
It's pretty damn good. Del Taco?
Never had, but people
never
said it's pretty good.
Free Shavakadu, that's all I think about.
Free.
Denny's, gotta be F.
You kidding?
You like Denny's?
I love me some Denny's.
Okay, well, I'll let you put wherever you want to. I will put it F.
I mean, I love me some Denny's, but like I don't think they're better than. I think Denny's is better than Arby's. I would rather go to Denny's have a full meal than just get Arby's chips. That's what I would say. How about that?
I would rather go to Arby's and get their chicken strips and curly fries. Domino's Pizza. Okay, in America, I think Domino's is actually better. I would put it top of D. Ever since they switched to the garlic crust, that was a game changer, I think.
Denny's slaps.
Someone says Denny's F. Denny's slaps.
Denny's slaps.
What do you think? Domino's and C? I think Domino's is actually pretty good.
I haven't had Domino's in a minute. You know,
their garlic crust is great.
Once I've had Papa John's, I didn't go back to anything else. I'll be honest with you.
That's fair. That's fair. Let's keep Domino's and D then. Dairy Queen. I mean, I wouldn't eat their food. So if we're talking about food only,
I mean, it has to. Yeah, I would say F tier.
Yeah. Actually, Apollo Loco. You ever been?
No, I haven't. Actually, I think I might, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I've never been. Firehouse Subs.
Ooh.
You're just trying to be everyone else.
Oh, nah, man. They still nice though.
Where are you putting them then?
It's still it all depends on where everyone. But right, I'm happy to put them in F. But they nice. If out of Firehouse Subs, I would rather go. Out of what's an F tier, I'm going to Firehouse Subs. That's what I would say.
Okay, I'll put them at the top then.
Mm-hmm.
Five Guys. I don't know where you stand. I'm putting that at B.
Yep, I agree.
The only reason it's not in the best is because of the price. It's ridiculous.
In Australia.
And in America.
I don't remember how much it was in America.
You got to buy... There's no combos. You got to buy everything separately.
There's no combos. Oh,
it's annoying. IHOP, do you want to do this to yourself? I'll put IHOP F. What do you think?
I mean, I was going right next to Denny's, but I'm just,
Sure.
I love me some anytime breakfast. You know, I love me. I'm from New York. I'm a diner kid. Take me a diner. What time is it? 3 o'clock. Let me get some eggs and bacon with some extra toast.
In-N-Out. This is going to be controversial. I lived in LA for a year and a half.
I'm with you.
I think it's the most overrated fast food place in America. Fries are so crucial to a good fast food place, and In-N-Out's fries are awful. Literally awful. And people who like In-N-Out tell you, oh, you got to get it animal style. What do you mean I have to smother it in sauce for it to be okay? No, In-N-Out's fries are an absolute joke. I'll still put them right behind Burger King, though, because those burgers are pretty damn good. And the shakes.
This should be a video.
Just the fries are awful.
We should make a video out of this.
No one's gonna watch it.
No, it doesn't make any sense with Fantasy Football Channel, but I think it's so fun. Anyways, Jack in the Box, never had, personally.
I've had it before. It's pretty average.
By the way, I would agree with
actually,
you.
I would put it right. I would put it ahead of Arby's. Okay, let's be realistic now. We got to move Arby's down because we're making Arby's the standard for D now, and that's just ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying. Arby's is only good for two things.
Okay.
I agree with you.
I will say I would eat In-N-Out over Burger King if I had the choice. I just would not get In-N-Out's fries.
Last time, the one and only time I had In-N-Out, the burger had too much mustard. I hated it.
I like their burgers. I hate their fries.
I hate mustard.
Would you rather have Burger King?
I would rather. The thing is, I would say yes to Burger King because I only had In-N-Out Coast. So the one time I went to LA, I had it once and I was like, it was average.
Okay, well,
it's hard to judge.
It doesn't matter. Jersey Mike's. I actually think I personally would prefer Jersey Mike's over Firehouse.
I agree.
But Jimmy John's I would prefer over all of them.
Yes, completely.
I think Jimmy John's is actually. I would put them C tier personally.
I would say Jersey Mike is further away from Firehouse subs and closer to Jimmy John's. That's what I would say.
Okay, and I think that's fair. I can respect that. Let's put it right behind Checkers then.
Sure, that's good. That feels comfy.
We got a super chat somehow. Casey says hot garbage take on In-N-Out at Ask Gordon Ramsay. What did he say? Okay, Jollibee, I don't think you would have had this.
No. You?
Oh, yes, wait. I have had it.
It's like this Asian fast food place?
It is. I don't want to be incorrect or politically incorrect. I think it's Filipino.
Right.
I think it's Filipino fast food.
Right, okay.
I would say it's actually pretty good. I think it's a cultural thing. So if you grew up on Jollibee, you would probably have it in the best tier. I did not. When I did have it with one of my very good friends, everything was way too sugary. Everything was very sugary, but it was a fun eat. So I'll put it. It is Filipino. Okay, good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
What do you think about it, Style? Let me know. I feel like people who grew up on it, they love it. They would have it again in the best tier. I just didn't grow up on it.
Yeah, I've never had it before. So
KFC, I'll be honest. You'll find me at Firehouse Subs before I go to KFC and Arby's.
I'm going to KFC kind of just like Arby's just to get their KFC's fries and that's
the wedges.
The wedges, yeah, the wedges. Oh my! How about this? Give me a wedges and a small mashed potatoes. I'm dipping the wedges in that bitch. That's what I'm.
Yeah, but we agree F, right?
Yeah, agreed.
Little Caesars, I would say for the price, no, we can't put it ahead of F.
Yeah, I would say F.
It's cheap, but it's not good.
Yeah.
Long John Silver's, in my opinion,
never had.
Is the worst of any option so far.
I never had it.
And honestly, how is Long John Silver's open?
Money laundering.
We have to start asking some serious questions here.
That's funny.
McDonald's. I would say I'm having McDonald's over Carl's Jr., over Domino's. I feel like you cannot put Burger King ahead of McDonald's.
That's what I'm saying. I think it belongs in C tier.
Okay.
I think we all know that McDonald's could be the best, but at the same time, since I think
when you have Australian McDonald's,
that's it.
You don't eat American McDonald's.
That's the difference. Go to any other country outside of America, have McDonald's, have the taste of difference, and you'd be like, holy shit, it just makes so much more sense.
Yeah. I don't know what Moe's is.
Moses bomb. Moses, it was in Florida personally, and I would personally have Arby's. I would have that over Arby's, Jack in the Box, Little Caesars. Yeah, I'll put an F tier, but I like it. I think it's really good personally. But it's in the F tier.
I was gonna say that's the worst tier.
Most cheese that is unreal. I would agree. Maybe I'm.
Let's put it in D. D is something that you would eat on purpose.
Yes, I would.
F is you're not eating.
I would eat Moe's over Church's as well. I don't know if I would eat over Denny's though, but it's fast.
Okay,
though.
Noodles.
Never had
Noodles and Company. Never had it. I think it's pretty decent. I'll put it actually at the beginning of F tier.
Never had.
Panda Express. This is gonna be controversial, but I would put it C tier.
Okay.
I'm guessing you wouldn't. There's no way I'm having Panda Express over Jersey Mike's though. We gotta put Jersey Mike's.
I would say I went to Panda Express when I used to smoke a lot. I used to smoke weed a lot in high school. Right? I'll be honest with you guys.
I like Panda Express, man. It sent me to the hospital once. And it sent me to the hospital and messed me up really bad. But their orange chicken is good.
You are in a different. I don't know if you count because you're kind of, you have something, right? Like
I don't count.
I don't count, but
you have a disease, so you don't count.
I used to smoke all the time. Go Panda Express, and I used to get some rice, orange chicken with a drink, and I was just eating.
So you like it? Are we on the same page?
I like it, but I don't know how it tastes now. And this was in high school, so
you're okay with C?
12 years ago, right?
You're okay with C?
Yeah.
Okay, this might be controversial. No. Give me Panera Bread and B, top of B.
I was gonna say that as well. I'm going B. Give me the mac and cheese, with some extra bread on the side. The sweet tea is okay. I'm okay with. I'm not in love with it.
Yeah,
but it's drinkable.
Panera Bread, and their scones are on a different level. And the turkey bacon Bravo sandwich, oh my god!
Turkey bacon Bravo.
Papa John's. I don't care what you say, it's B. Agree or disagree?
Personally, I would put it at the best in front of Cane's because I've never had it. But that's how I'm feeling.
Let's meet in the middle there.
That's how I'm feeling. But I don't know. I've never had Raging Cane, so I don't know the difference.
Just for the sake of time, let's go quick fire here. I don't know what PDQ is.
PDQ, I will put that in D tier.
Okay. Penn Station, I don't know what that is.
Same.
Pizza Hut, I'll put it right by Domino's.
Sure. I think
Popeyes, I gotta go B tier.
Yeah.
Ahead of Culver's. Now that's where you want some crispy chicken. Portillo's. Portillo's is actually pretty decent. I would put it C tier. I'll put it right there. Right there. That's like an LA thing. Potbelly, I don't know it.
Same.
I don't know what this QDA thing is.
Same.
Quiznos.
I had it, don't love it. It's the worst out of the sandwiches spots. That's what I would say.
Okay. I don't know what Roy Rogers is.
Same.
Sbarro is pretty bad. I'll put it right by Arby's.
I never had that. I don't even know how to say it.
Neither. Never had it. Shake Shack, I think is actually pretty damn good. I would put Shake Shack right by Culver's.
Okay.
I'm just gonna put ones that I don't know in the don't know tier, and you tell me if you've had any of these.
Nah. Nope. Sonic, I love Sonic. I would put Sonic.
Yeah, I love Sonic too.
I would put Sonic.
I'll put Sonic right ahead of McDonald's.
Sure. I'm okay with that.
Steak and Shake. Don't really
Another
know much
place I
about it.
used to go after I used to smoke. Love that place.